What's going on, Digimon world? We're back once again here. Win rate 0%. I am Cob, and I'm joined here by Adam
Hello there.
and the fabulous Bryce.
Heyo.
He is here. We are back fresh off the presses in Bremen, Germany. Finals was not even a week ago at this point. Or it was a week ago.
It was.
Exactly. It was exactly a week ago now, and we're excited to talk about it. The meta is unfolding for BT11, and we're going to go into a little bit of a discussion on the Ultimate Cup later on here tonight as well, or the morning or the afternoon, or whenever the hell you're listening to this podcast. But how are we enjoying BT11, guys? I'm having a whale of a time so far.
Surprisingly enjoying it, considering
That shit.
it was meant to be Black War kills everything, but it's not really been like that, has it?
Well, I think it has been pretty Blackwater dominated, but I feel like Blackwater is a bit of a benevolent ruler in comparison to something like Melga, where it's running you down rapidly and it bounces all your shit. You kind of have to play like an OTK back to it or play security bombs. At least with Blackwater, it's a different type of deck check in that it plays a bit slower, but it controls the shit out of you, and it's very difficult to out. So you have to build your deck in a different way, you know.
Yeah.
Bryce, what you saying to it?
I just can't find anything I want to fucking play, man. It's all a bit boring, bit shite for me.
Oh man, we'll sort you out with something, I'm sure. Because if there's anything good I can say about Digimon, it's that a lot of the decks, to me at least, are all very interesting. A lot of them have all got unique gimmicks that I like and I can get behind. Red killing 500 security at once at like 20k DP, black, yellow controlling, purple, all the epic trash stuff. But I don't know, maybe it's just not the meta for you, man.
Yellow hasn't existed for like 3 sets.
Well, you are the yellow fellow, and right now at least it does seem like if you're not playing Mastamon, and Mastamon's not even incredible right now, then you're going to suffer, right?
I'm just gonna sit and cry in the corner, waiting for BT12 and my Shine Greys.
Shine Greymon. I played Mastamon at locals last week because I had all the pieces and I thought, why not? And I fucking hated it, man. It was just so not fun. Like I was having to actually think about what I wanted to do. I know fucking
that's crap,
put me against the wall with a gun to my head. I don't think Digimon's that complicated a card game. I really don't. But like Mastamon is like, oh, I'll do this and I'll do this to do this and get that back to do this to Jogris. Oh, I've hit a bomb in security. I'm dead. Like, I was just like, this is just so stupid. I did not enjoy it. I came third, so I didn't just like saltily lose all day. I came third and I fucking did not like it. I will be disassembling that deck and putting the shit back in my binder.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. We're not a fan of it. I'm not a big fan of fighting Mastamon either. You know, used to play D Brigade all the time, and that was one of my worst matchups because there's just feels like there's no way to win if they see good security, which they often do as a yellow deck.
I don't mind Mastamon, to be honest. I thought the deck. I've played the deck a lot and I've played against the deck a lot, although not this format's version of it. I don't think the deck's that like annoying to play or play against. But maybe it's just I've got way too much experience against it.
I just hate you're like my yellow sympathizer. I hate the recovery as a mechanic. It's like it's a yellow purple deck. It's like a combo of both, right? It's sitting here recovering, recycling recovery for like cheap and efficient removal and stuff like that as well. Like there's so many annoying things about fighting Mastamon. Not a big fan of playing against it, but I don't think it's unfair or anything. It just fucking annoys me because I don't really play OTK decks that will, kind of do a good job of countering it.
Fair enough.
But BT11 has been off to a rip-roaring start after the insane decision to make the biggest tournament of the year across the Digimon community about 2 weeks after the product has dropped. So it was exciting for us to try and predict on the last episode. If you want to go back and watch that, if you've not seen it, we did a tier list, a predictions video on what the finals meta was going to look like. And I don't think we're too far off the mark. There was a couple of surprises there. the boys wanted to put Galactamon into tier 4, saying it was a meme deck, aka has zero chance of topping. And some absolute lunatic in Bremen, shout out to him, got top 32 with Galactamon.
Fluke.
Yeah.
Whoever it was, great work. I don't think it's going to happen again, I'll say. I'm going to stand by my choice. It's still
Listen, I'm telling you, it's not that bad, right? It's like close to being good, I'd say. Close to being good.
a lot of
Yeah,
things are close to being good.
close to being good is fine. Like tier 4 is utter garbage. Like I wouldn't
My
wipe my
guy.
ass with tier 4.
What do you mean? The fucking Phoenixmon deck is like close to being good.
Yeah, that means it's tier 3, right? Not very good, but like is like playable, not playable competitively, maybe.
Yeah, but like when we made
Yeah,
that,
you calm down there, son.
when we made that like sort of tier list, at the end of the day, every single deck there is playable. It's just whether or not it was playable against Black War. And I know from Bremen that the decks that we did not expect to make it into top 32, being the one Allforce deck and the one Galactamon deck, when I spoke to the players, I was like, how's your Black War matchup? And both of them went, I've not really played it all day, to be honest.
To be fair, man, that's hilarious because I spoke to the gentleman that I think he got 9th, did he not, with All Force, something like that? I think he got top 10 anyway.
Yeah, it was top 16 at least.
Yeah, so he did really well. I didn't actually ask him about the matchup, but I was just hyped to see somebody like anytime a deck that isn't like one of the meta predicted favorites gets up there, people all start getting behind it, which is nice. It was really cool just meeting lots of people for the community, to be honest.
Wish I could have been there.
It was great.
There's another deck
next
we also
time.
forgot to put on the list, by the way.
Did
What
we?
was that?
Yeah, the Dorbeck Rush deck. Just the
Yes,
play
that
Dorbeck
slipped through
play.
the cracks.
Yeah, that one got up into top 32 in America.
America,
Ah.
fuck yeah. That's a very American style
thought
deck,
it was,
I'd say, to be honest.
I thought it was
Well,
part of the
go
D-Link
faithful
deck, to
hand.
be honest.
Slam a big guy down who
If you're saying it's
blows
part of
shit up
D-Link,
and
then
takes 50
if you're saying it's part of D-Link, then Callum needs to eat a ghost pepper.
It's not part of D. Like it is a part of D-Links, but that would be like, 5 formats down the line, and we find out that Hina's broken because she triggers on play effect of like some new card, and then we're like, oh, it's D-Links, it's back.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt they're going to print another. I'm not going to list off the type of dragons that isn't one of the volcanic metallic line.
But
there was dodge the word.
There was some lists. I say some lists. I know I deck checked at least one Black War / Wargrey player. I can't remember if it was Black War or just Wargrey that was playing one copy of Dorbeckmon for the Rush end game because it was much easier to get our Dorbeckmon out and swing for game than it was to get a Tamer and a Hybrid out.
Yeah.
That's mad because they can only use one of their cards to do that.
Did you say that was in Black War, Adam?
No, yeah. I think it was in a Wargrey X deck.
Oh, right. That's not that bad.
No, because you can't use reptiles for it. Or cyborgs.
Black War was taking this in last set.
What?
Some decks.
I definitely saw one.
In Black War were running it. And they were running like the Agumon that gives you 2k, the Greymon that gives you 2k, things like that.
Okay, but you can't put that Agumon under.
Dinosaur?
Or the Greymon. Neither of them fit Dorbeck's requirements.
I think they do, brother. I need to look them up.
Oh no, I think the Greymon does, but the Agumon's a reptile. That doesn't fit. The requirements are
Is he not a dinosaur? What the hell?
No, it's a reptile. So the requirements are Star, Ceratops.
He's a dinosaur! He's a damn dinosaur. Wait, what? Some of them are dinosaurs and some of them are reptiles? What?
Wait, the Agumons are split.
Yeah, so Agumon Expert is a dinosaur.
What, man? The one that gives you 1k your turn is a dinosaur.
Why?
Most of them are reptiles, though. No, right. The one that attacks the opponent and gains 2k gives you is a dinosaur.
Yeah. That's what. So I vividly remember them running two of that dinosaur Agumon for that reason.
That's what I meant, man. That's what I meant. I was like, I know they've run this 2k thing. I was like, I'm not crazy.
Because Bandai are fucking stupid as always, they've decided to split Agumon between reptile and dinosaur so that the deck can somehow run Dorbeck.
Yeah, that's quite quite.
Well, no, because
insane.
that Agumon came out in ST7 with Gallantmon, so I don't know. Is there anything Gallantmon in that deck that needs a?
I'm pretty sure Dobrik himself is the only thing that even references Saw as like a trait. There's not many things that reference in them.
Well, Agumon X antibody is a dinosaur as well.
Holy crap, man! We're getting stunlocked by the bloody traits once again.
In BT1, we have 2 Agumons, one of which is a reptile, one of which is a dinosaur.
No, one of them isn't the Data Squad Agumon, is it?
The Data Squad Agumon is.
It is. No, it is. It is the Data Squad Agumon that's the dinosaur. Because if you look at all of them, whenever he's got the little hand wrappings, he's a dinosaur. But whenever he doesn't, he's a lizard. And whenever he's
expert is that same Agumon.
And bushy.
I did originally think that was the case, but the thing that puts the spanner in the works is the one that gives you 1k on your turn is also a dinosaur, and that's just the original design.
Bushy Agumon is also a dinosaur instead of a samurai or whatever it is.
He's from like the Edo period though, so that makes sense. We don't have dinosaurs anymore. We've got reptiles now.
There's less Agumon that are reptile than there are dinosaur at this point.
Also, can we you know how you've got Agumon, right? Regular Agumon, and then you've got Data Squad Agumon, which is the same guy but a slightly thinner version. Then you've got Agumon. Then you've got Agumon Virus, who is also known as Black Agumon. You've got Agumon Expert, which is the normal Agumon in a hat and a coat. But then you've got fake Agumon Expert, who is purple, but there is no purple Agumon. Not like the card.
Yeah, not Agumon, mate. He's fake Agumon.
Not like the card color, but like the actual Digimon itself is purple, and you're like, "Oh, what guy is this meant to be from?"
I mean, I think he's from a game. That's why.
Probably.
I don't even know what he's from, man. I couldn't tell you. But I know one thing: he is not Agumon Expert.
No, Agumon's a dinosaur. What the?
Do you know the thing that pisses me off as well?
The Agumon antibody is a dinosaur.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, because he fully transcends. It's the same how Gabumon X is like a beast. Has he not?
Yeah, because Gabumon's also a lizard.
Yes.
What the fuck is going on?
What I was going to say though is how bullshit is it that Toy Agumon and all that are all like puppet type?
Good. They can get in the bin for all I care.
Nah, because now they get no support, and I can't run them in like a machine deck. Like they should be like a cyborg or a machine or something like that.
They're puppets, aren't they? Yeah, but puppet is because they're toys, aren't they? So it's puppets the closest thing because they're possessed toys, aren't they?
I don't know if they're possessed, but there is a lot of like puppet type Digimon.
I didn't expect a deep dive on Agumon lore from us.
Listen, this happens every time we talk about the traits. The traits in this game are absolutely scuffed because they clearly at one point didn't give a shit about them and then decided, right, we actually need to start using this card text for something here, man. So there's a bunch of inconsistencies. Hopefully they sort it, man, and hopefully they just make a filth one.
Oh, but do you know what's stupid? So Agumon X antibody is a dinosaur, but Agumon X antibody, the virus version, is a lizard or is a reptile.
Bro, sorry, that's us. Can't believe Dobrik topped. What the hell? That's crazy.
So who's eating the ghost pepper?
Nobody.
Callum.
No, I'm not eating the fucking
ghost pepper. I think Callum's eating the ghost pepper.
Where does it say D-Links? Where does it say? It does not say D-Links on there.
Here's the thing. In that case, this is never going to happen because people write it down as Hina's army and they don't write D-Links.
No, they don't. If there was a Bandai sanctioned event and they were putting down the official name of the deck, they would not put Hina's army.
Except that if you go to Digimon, Digimon Dex, and you go to like the Japanese meta tab, it was only put down as Hina's army. It was not put down as D-Links.
Yeah, ghost pepper time.
Japanese?
Yeah, I can read Japanese, mate. Can you not?
Oh my god, this guy's a damn weeb. Get me out of here. Right, moving on before I have to eat something that I don't deserve. Dobrik, man, fair play. There's like a lot of spicy little lists going on here, but in the main, Adam actually before we were recording said it's actually not a Blackboard grade dominated meta. It's pretty Blackboard grade dominated, but there are other options as well.
It always takes up at least a quarter of the pie.
It's at least a quarter of the pie. We're looking at pie charts here for the various things, guys. But what I mean is that when it was a Melga dominated format, Melga was over 50% of the decks that were being played.
I don't think it ever
Black,
got over 50.
I think it was close
of
to
the
it.
top cut at least. But then it's also like Black Wars like approaching it. Like in America, it's like 45.
Yeah,
like
but that's America, and they don't do
I think
things
America's
correctly,
the
like
most
drive on
I
the
don't
right
know.
side of the road.
I don't
I was
know
going to say America's
what
going to be the
cities
biggest
were.
part. They get the most events.
America's
Yeah.
probably I would imagine would be the most competitive region. Not saying like, oh, Europeans suck at playing, but just by virtue of the amount of people in America,
I don't know,
and
man.
by virtue
On top.
of the fact that they had to actually win something to get an invite to
Yeah.
their finals, it's probably a more, competitive. You're not going to get people showing up with Crab Shack to the American finals. Is all
No,
I'm saying.
yeah, they get the most
Imagine
events.
getting invited to Worlds and going with Crab Shack. That would be an absolute blast.
It would be funny.
Yeah, I nearly went with fucking Digimon Terriermon to Worlds.
That was. I'm so glad you changed. Yeah,
Honestly,
America
yeah.
gets the most events. That's fair enough, but America is also fucking insanely big. You drive for 8 hours here, and you end up in 2 different countries. If you drive for 8 hours in Texas, you've not even left Texas. It's crazy how big America is. So no wonder they get the most events.
I know, like they're talking about. There's a lot of people in it, but I mean, basically, states are almost different countries, aren't they? Really, like,
Yeah.
So it makes sense that a lot of people in America want like different parts of it to have different events. Why should you have to drive like freaking 25 miles to freaking California or wherever the hell they're hosting it this time? It's always like one of the big name states, like one of the fancy cities, isn't it?
Yeah, like if you look at the what Pokemon get for events, they held one of their internationals in LA the last week or so, and they got 3,000 players, which is fucking insanity. Like I can't even imagine. It's so hard to envision 500 players in a room until you see 500 players in a room.
I know.
3,000 is
like
crazy. Like in Digimon and Bandai games, etc., they're all sort of similar. If you've looked at the One Piece pre-releases that are going on, they're selling out, and they've got like 64-man a full day of pre-release, and they're all selling out across the country. So it's like America card game players go hard when it comes to events.
They do.
I mean, their Yu-Gi-Oh events were so big. That's the reason Yu-Gi-Oh changed their time rulings. Not that they made them any better, but.
Oh, really? Just because there was that many people playing, they had to cut down.
Tournaments were running till about 2:00 in the morning. They were like, "All right, we need to speed this up."
That is wild, man.
So I mean, Bremen. I mean, what did you were playing in it? COB. What do you think about it?
About the meta, about the tournament, about what I was playing.
Yeah, just in general, how you found it as well.
I mean, right. So it was really fun, right? I had a great time. I was playing Machine Demon. A little bit of last minute thing, as a lot of people who have watched the previous episodes know. Only really kind of started planning for it about 2-3 weeks in advance. So I was really confident going in, if I'm being honest. Like I had tested within an inch of my life. One of my friends, Crazy Dylan, he was helped me test against Blackmore. And he was running a pretty good build. The only thing he wasn't running was the promo that a lot of people are running now, the unsuspend Digiburst combo. And he even said, like, oh, this is actually a losing matchup for me because I ended up, like, swinging it so hard. So I was really pleased with my deck. Performed really well on the day. And beforehand, going into this tournament as well, I went on something stupid like an 18-game win streak between, like, 4 locals that I went to, and one of them was like a Mario's Gaming World like tournament where I came like second out of like 35-40 people. So again, I was really confident going into it. I was really pleased. And then the bricking happened. The bricking. I went 6-3 by the end of the day, right? First match was against a Mastermon player who very, very sadly came 33 when the top cut-off point was 32. So my first loss of the day was to him, which I don't think I didn't quite hard brick, right, but it was something stupid like I didn't see a level 6 for the first 25 cards of the deck. So I was raging at that, obviously. Then I fought this hilarious guy later on in the day. My other loss was to this Merva OTK combo. I'm not sure if it was like an actual Merva loot though. honestly, for the life of me, can't even remember if he played Cerberusmon, Werewolf mode, or anything like that. But he was doing some crazy stuff, spitting out Ginkaku promotes and swinging into security with Rush and going to trash and bring them back out. But that game as well, literally, I basically AFK'd and watched him build the combo for 5-6 turns. I saw nothing, man. Like, I have no clue how I was bricking so badly, but I mean, I guess you play like it was 9 rounds, and you played like at least 18 games. I guess it's bound to happen in like 4 of those games. It's just unfortunate that, like, as I started clawing my way up the tables, because I lost that first game, and then I went on like a 5-game win streak, and then I ended up me and a guy who made Top Cut were against each other for a seat in Top Cut. Basically, he was playing Blackwall Grey. First game, he sees his pieces, he sees the stack, he goes in with the promo. He doesn't really quite get the perfect stack off. He was not immune to de-digivolve, so I just pulled the Chaos Drum out, went Bob's your uncle, Sally's your dad, de-digivolved them, popped them, swung for a bunch of checks, and that game was pretty much a wash. The first one, I got to do what I wanted to do, and in the second game, in the third game, hard bricked, literally. Like, pretty much game was unplayable, and that is just a bastard, because it was a big decision for me to decide if I even wanted to go there. And then the way things were set up as well, another reason why I didn't want to go is because the pricing was so orientated around Top Cut that if you didn't make top 32, there was like, it was extortionate for you to go.
Yeah.
Like, the participation was the participation was actually okay, right? So you got maybe like 5 packs of Event Pack 3. Event Pack 3 is pretty dog shit now, to be honest with you. There's not really any cards in it worth more than a tenner. And they're few and far between the ones that are. You got a stamped finalist pack that had such gems in it as stamped ancient Megatheriumon. You might not even know what that Digimon is if you're listening at home. That is the big blue goat that is meant to be the level 6 for blue hybrid that nobody plays. You've got Ancient Kazimon finalist stamped. Again, a card that is never saw playing the whole, expanse of the game. There's like literally the only good card in that is Savior Huckmon stamped and Diaboromon stamped. So I was a little bit disappointed with the pricing, to be honest. And then obviously I ended up coming 47th with my 6-3 record, which out of 500 people is pretty good, pretty respectable. A guy there told me, I don't know if this is gospel or not, told me I was the highest placed machine room on at the event. So I don't know if that's true or not, but if that's true,
that is very true. I can confirm that.
Well, let's go. Confirmation from the judge, very based. So that's at least something nice. I'm happy with that. But I'm just like, I don't mind losing or losing to myself or losing to shit deck building. But see, when you just like literally see like an unplayable hand, and then I guess there's like issues with bricking and stuff like that with Machine Ramon. I was on like 14 level 5s, maybe like 8. So almost like 50% of your deck isn't live at the start of the game. But god damn, man, one of my opening hands was Chaos Dramon, Machine Dramon, Machine Dramon, Dorumon, and like Heavy Mobile. And I went, right, okay, we saw the Dorumon at least, and we've got the Machine Dramon Heavy Mobile combo. Let's go. Hatch Dorumon, Dorimon even. Evolved to Dorumon. Okay, I drew another Dorumon. Unlucky, Cobb, unlucky. So then I played Dorumon, pass the guy to 3. I go, well, this is okay, because if I draw into something the next turn, I can play the game. Draw, it's another Dorumon. So I drew 4 Dorumons in the first fucking 2 turns of the game. I went, right, no worries, raise Dorumon, play Dorumon. So I spent 6 memory on Dorumon at the start of this game, and I was like, well, it's fucking over now, isn't it? Like, you can't afford to miss 2 turns of the game.
Yeah, like, that was, so at that point in time, I was watching the top tables and just trying to, like, grab people for last sort of end of day deck checks and stuff like that, but I was hovering over your table. You know, I was trying not to get too close because it obviously puts you off, and I didn't want that, but I was trying to keep an eye on it. But as soon as I saw who your opponent was, I was absolutely heartbroken, because if anyone knows who Joganatsu is, he's the London champion. He is a very, very good player, and he's also someone that I've got to know fairly well, so I'd consider him, you know, a Digimon friend, and I was absolutely gutted because I wanted both of you to win. Obviously, I did want you to win more, Callum, but I was like, of all the fucking luck in the world for you to get paired up against this guy for the final match, I was raging.
I mean, it is quite likely when you're going for top cut and you're in top 32, you're probably going to see some like named players kicking about.
Yes.
I just would have liked to have seen, like, I mean, I'm not like, obviously I'm salty about it, right? But I would have just liked it to have been like a playable competitive game. Like, I would have liked to have been outskilled or outplayed or have a bit of back and forth going on, because that's one of the good things about the format, I think, at the minute with Black War Grey. You do get a bit of back and forth, even when they are evolving into the level 6 on turn 2 and blitzing away 3 your security in a turn.
Yeah.
But it's more interesting. That it pissed me off about the experience, and I'll not go too deep into it either. But you basically got pretty much nothing extra for getting like a high ranking. You got a little bit extra for top 128. You got another one of the finalist packs. You pay another ancient Megatheriumon and ancient Kazimon. But there was really good side events on the first day. And a lot of people, even like really good players, like Joshua's Boosters was there. And I went up to him and said, "Oh, how you doing, Josh?" He's like, mate, I've just scooped and played side events. I was like, "What the fuck, really?" He's like, "Yeah, I mean, I would have to win every game now to have a chance. So I just scooped." I was like, "Fuck, man." And people who were doing that were totally just farming prizes away, because the side events they had were absolutely stacked, and everything outside the top 32 was really bad, pricing wise. So it was a fun time. It was really good to meet a lot of people. We met your man at UXO as well. That was interesting.
Man's just went on a 10-minute rant.
Yes.
What went wrong? And then went, it was a great time.
I mean, right, the Digimon played was so fun. I met a lot of really cool people, had a lot of laughs, was really enjoying it up to the 2 games where I bricked my balls off and lost. Basically, like, that made me salty as fuck. Because I mean, you fucking spent £200 and travel to Germany to lose to terrible RNG. It's no ideal.
Yeah.
But
I feel that.
It's like, I also feel even more for Adam. You said the guy who was playing for first on the second day, it was Crossheart versus Blackwater. Blackwater just bricked and lost the game instantly.
Yeah,
like,
so
this is the finals of your game.
What?
You lose.
The
you lose. Sorry, mate, go home.
So I was for day 2. I was table judging the entire day, watching all of the games and making sure nobody messed up. Of course, people messed up, but there was no major penalties, which was pretty good, apart from like slow play and stuff like that, which is sort of normal. You don't really take slow play too seriously if it's the first time they're doing it, but then once they continue to not do anything, you're like, fucking, I don't want to have to give you a game loss for this, mate. Get a grip. So that was all fine. But I was watching the final match. You know, I had just came off of judging the 3rd and 4th match. So 3rd and 4th had to play against each other to determine who gets 3rd and 4th, because obviously there was different prizes. So I step off of that table to go and watch the finals table. Game 1 is finished, and I'm like, okay, who won? Crossheart won, and I was like, what? Because it's against Blackwar. Not only was it against Blackwar, though, it was against a player who had not dropped a single game the entire event. Like, had won 2-0 the entire, every single match. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
That's bonkers.
Absolutely crazy. And then I would just watch as he drew his opening hand for game 2, and it was Gaiomon, Blackwar X, 2 Metal Greys, and
oh dear,
another level. It was another level. It was probably another Blackwar. It was a Metal Grey X, and he just looked at his hand and then looked up at me and the other judges and just kind of shrugged, and I was like, oh my god.
It's so bad, man. Like, this is a fucking problem, man, because just the way the game is now, Like Digimon is so they need the mulligan. They need it. And originally, the argument for not needing the mulligan was, oh, but we've got the memory system. All the cards are live at any time. Right, the card might be bloody live, but see if I drop a level 5 on the board for 7 and it gets deleted or anything happens, even if I drop it on the board for 7 and nothing happens to it, I probably lose the game for free. Like, it's a lie to suggest that every card is playable because of the memory system, which was one of the original selling points. Because they've baked in that much bounce and removal to decks in the meta, and that it feels like every single deck. Like if you look all the way up at these pie charts, almost every single deck has like a way to just go, oh wait, you've given me a minute. Oh, it's gone, mate. Unfortunate. I'm also going to use the tempo gain for that to go up a stack. Or they bounce or delete things while they're evolving and stuff. It's so easy to pop things now. So I really think they need to put the fucking mulligan in because it's ridiculous that things like that can happen.
Yeah,
and it is a card game. There is a lot of luck involved, but I think it's a lot worse than most in this game.
Even then, I was against the mulligan system for a while. Like back in like BT5, BT6 era, stuff like that. But like when you look at all the other Bandai card games, they all have mulligans. You know, BTS and BTS. What the fuck am I saying?
BTS.
Dragon Ball has mulligan. One Piece has mulligan. Battle Spirits has mulligan. Union Arena is rumored to have mulligan. Like, and it's not the fact that they're not even unaware of it because the Ultimate Cups have mulligan, including some new bonkers rules we'll talk about soon. But they've always had a mulligan system, so it's like it's not even. They're not even ignoring it. They are giving us it. They're just giving us it in small doses, like how you used to treat, you know, ADHD by microdosing meth back in the like the 60s or whatever. Like that's sort of it. That is it. They're giving us a little bit of the good stuff and then taking it away again, man. That's exactly what it is.
I mean, I agree. Like mulligan should definitely be a thing. I think I remember saying to you in BT5 you were nuts for thinking we didn't need mulligan, but
I can confirm.
Yeah, I probably did say that on you. But like, this game is at the point where if you miss one turn, even if you don't throw that ultimate or level 5 at the board, if you miss one turn and your opponent doesn't then immediately miss theirs, you're basically screwed.
Yeah, you're giving them game.
You're giving them a minimum of 3 memory, which for Crossheart is either 2 tamers or a tamer and a choke. Actually, or 2 tamers and a choke, depending on how well they can do it, because they can choke you to 2, which isn't great, but still. Blackwater will literally get all the way up to the point where they can get to a mega for like 3 memory the next turn.
Yep.
And all the other decks can get to something similar. My only worry is that with Mulligan, all of the decks that are already too cracked are just going to become way too cracked. And that one, like, this game's pretty decent for having viability of decks. Like, these charts, although Blackwater takes up a lot of it, there's still like 10 decks in these top 32s.
Yeah.
And Digimon is great for that. But by making those top decks even more consistent, you'll probably see less and less variation in what tops.
I don't know, man, because I feel like people oversell the argument that by increasing generalized consistency, it helps the best decks. Because, I mean, certain decks, like, I feel like an argument might be it helps Crossheart a lot. But see, because of the way they've designed the mulligan, what are the odds that your hand is going to be all dead cards that you want rid of and not like any pieces of your combo? Like, what if you're playing Grandis and you have to bottom deck like an Okuramon or like a Grandis Promo or something like that? Like, you might just never fucking see it again. That's the equivalent of, like, see when people in the early turns of the game, and this is a classic thing that I've heard from multiple competitive players. See if you play a memory boost and you see a piece of your like combo, you pretty much have to take it most of the time because you might never see it again.
Look, I get that, but like especially playing the X antibody decks, I have drawn out my entire deck in maybe 2 or 3 turns consistently. Right. So like bottom decking those 5 cards, to say that you're never going to see them again is a bit of a stretch. Especially if you do mulligan into searchers.
They do draw a lot, right? They do draw a lot, but there's no way to shuffle the deck, so they're guaranteed to be at the bottom. If I have to see all my pieces again, then
you just memory boost them all back up.
What do you mean you memory boost them back up? They go to the bottom and you have to dig good for them again.
Memory boost puts the 4 at the bottom. Those 5 cards are now raised from 4 in the deck.
Right, I do understand the argument, man, but I think there's a lot of digging to be had here. The other thing is
I'm
part.
still not against Mulligan. I should say that.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, man. But I feel like the fact
decks like Dorbeck probably thrive on my opponent's not got optimal hand. Let me throw down this mega and go ham.
In one buying them, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's never gonna work. That's probably not gonna work nearly as well once we've got Mulligans in place.
Maybe, but then again, a surprise freaking swing for 4 or 5 checks turn 1 still goes pretty hard, I guess. But the point I was going to make, man, was that I felt hyper punished because I didn't bring a deck that had like 500 waves of support for it, if you know what I mean. Like, we've got one Machinedramon Tamer, right, who's good for the consistency, good for the cycle of the deck, really nice. But other than that, you've not got any like good supporting pieces in archetype around the cards. Like, Higuru's like generic though. Higuru is good, but if he was in another archetype, he would read like draw 3, pitch 1, draw 3. Because most of the other cards in the set, like look at like the rookies and searchers for other archetypes, right? Like if it was a Blackwall Greymon card, it would say draw any card in your deck, and then an Omnimon as well. Check your top 4 for any card Digimon in the deck.
Yeah, I do agree. Machinedramon definitely needs a level 3 searcher.
It feels like every deck needs pieces like this, and else they're humped, man. Like, look at all the top end decks. All the ones that have the biggest cut of the pie are all like have a card that says 3 memory, search your deck for something. Like, and they play multiple cards that are like that, or they draw cards through an archetype of searchers and stuff. It's like, it feels, to me, I was like, it feels impossible to top 9 games in a row at an event with a deck that isn't omega consistent. And even then, you do that, you bring a super consistent deck like your man that was playing Blackwall Grey for first, and you brick anyway. It's nuts.
Yeah. But speaking of, I think you mentioned memory stuff back in along the way of that rant. In terms of Bremen finals, the winner was a Crossheart deck, which goes to show Crossheart is not dead. The limiting of Cross 4 and Sunrise Buster, it is not a dead deck at all, and in fact, it makes up sort of the second highest share across pretty much all of the 3. No. Sorry, Grandis was good in
Grandis.
Yes.
Oceania. But Crossheart's doing pretty well.
And other most represented decks in top 32s.
It won.
It's strange, man. The Oceania one, there was like no Crosshearts in the top, right?
Yeah.
That might have just been that.
No, well, there was Mervamons, which is
strange though, because like, I mean, I feel like even though the communities are all kind of different, I feel like the internet community for Digimon's all interwoven. Like most people are watching like your Huang Zero, your the Digimon Panda, your Red Scars and stuff,
The Oceania regionals were quite small. I don't think they hit the 512 player cap. I think it was a 256 person event. Yeah. Just judging by the photos of it, because it was much smaller than what I experienced and what we experienced at Bremen. But I mean, in terms of the Crossheart deck that won it, the people that make the meta, I say this all the time, there are people that make the meta and then there are people that play in it. The person that brought the winning Crossheart deck is definitely one of those make the meta sort of players, because he was playing cards that you would not expect. First of all, apart from X3, he was playing some of the new Crossheart support stuff, but he wasn't playing any of the triple tamer because it wasn't necessary. He was playing 3 copies of the new Mervamon, which lets you spit guys out from trash, and he was playing 4 of each of the memory gain red and yellow cards. So Gravity Crush, which is gain 2 memory at the end of your turn, lose 2 memory, and then Blinding Ray, which is gain 2 memory if you trash one of your trash 1 security, then gain 2 memory. So even if you have no security, you get 2 memory out of it. So he was playing 4 of each of those, and his essential plan was swing a few times with the babies, then spam yourself up to 10 memory, play out a Mervamon, get some guys out with rush, swing with the rest for game. And what he would do, he was playing quite a high count of the Mervamons. So what he would do is that he would play out the Mervamon, but digicross it with another Mervamon. So if it got de-digivolved, the Mervamon stays on field, giving all of the Cross Hearts blocker. Which was really smart, and it saw it. That's what happened. Like, you would see the Black Wars try and de-digivolve it. They would de-digivolve the Merva into a Merva, and nothing changed. And then they would proceed to not be able to kill all of the blockers on the board.
Yeah.
And there's no, gain 2 memory if at the end of your turn lose 2 memory and crash your security, gain 2 memory. That doesn't matter if your opponent's not getting another turn to play the game. So it worked, and it won him finals, and those are some pricey cards that he won, so fair play. Well done, Crossheart.
I know it's a spicy list as well, so double fair play.
I was going to say it's a lot different, because I watched the American finals. I went back and watched it when it was posted on Stage Zero. They seem to do all the American stuff.
Yeah.
And they were running like what everyone was expecting Crossheart to be. They were running 4 of the Triple Tamer. They were running Star Sword, which no one, I think... Or I didn't think people would, but I think every Crossheart list was running.
Everyone's running at least one.
It's like Star Sword is specifically good in the X7 version as well.
Yeah, it is another name for Shoutmon, basically.
Yes.
And it was running the Crossheart list everyone was expecting, and it almost won. I think it just came down to Hades Force, not even Black War. It's just that Hades Force lost him game 1, and I don't think game 2. I'm pretty sure game 2 went pretty similar.
Was
this
the X7 version, Bryce, or the Merva version?
I don't think he was running Merva at all.
Yeah, because there's kind of Crossheart's kind of splitting into 2 builds now. Like, one that's playing the crazy high end shit, like running X7 and having to run Grey and Omni Shout and all this sort of stuff as well. I don't know if that's the way to play it, to be honest, because I feel like it is just less consistent.
There were some topping lists that played the X7 version. It's also another way of playing it.
I don't think it's bad by any stretch. I feel like you're basically trading off consistency and a bit of speed for like a crazy top end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that topped the American one was X7 version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know.
Equally is good. I think the one that you're talking about at EU one where it was like he went spam up to 10 Merva. He's a fucking madman.
Yes, I thought I looked at that. I went, you're a lunatic. I thought, how the hell does this man not brick every game, man? He's running 8 bricks. I mean, they're only bricks if you don't see other parts of the combo. Like, the deck draws so many cards.
But if you think about it,
a brick, I don't care.
If you think about it, they're not really bricks though. Right, yeah, trashing your security can be dangerous, but if you're at 5 security, you can afford to do it once or twice. And if you make sure that when you pass your turn, you only pass 1 memory over, so Gravity Crush gives them 3 or maybe even 5, that's also not the end of the world, especially if it's advancing your board state. Like that Crossheart player was winning turn 3 and 4 pretty much every time because his deck was just ultra consistent.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what Crossheart does traditionally. Anyway, just fucking pushes for lethal really fast, and then has a ridiculous onslaught of rushing bodies every turn afterwards. It's quite annoying, to be honest. I feel like we might even go back to the kind of like people right now are quite pilled on Crossheart. They're like, oh, it's like an underdog. It's came back. I feel like the more people play against it, the more people are going to start to go into the old thoughts against it, where they start going, this is fucking dumb, man. Because literally after turn 2 or 3, you're sitting going like that. He might have lethal next turn. If I give him 2 memory, he might have lethal every turn. It's infuriating.
Basically, the only difference between it now is that they can't X4 and do it all with 1 Taiki on board. They need maybe 2.
On turn 2, because I did get X4 3 times on turn 2 one time, so...
Yeah, we never hear the end now.
3 times?
Look, it is absolutely ridiculous what Crossheart was able to do. And to think in Japan, they had to deal with Cross 4 at 4 here as well.
Oh,
must have been awful.
Listen, it's fine. I just played 4 Chikuri for the rest of my life.
My guy, I still had Solarmons and D-Links, and then I was playing against someone playing Crossheart. They're like, what the fuck are you running this for? Won me the game.
Solarmon? Lol.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, I don't think Solarmon's very good. It's like, well, it's won me this fucking game, mate, so shut up.
Lol. I got done by a funny tech the other day. Somebody was running Siakumon for the Greymon X pattern. You know, can't reduce the cost of Digivolutions. Your man was playing Terriermon Digimon, where the gimmick is, oh, I have all for free, ha ha ha, I have all for free, and they were like that. Nah, I can't reduce cost. Blah, blah. I was like, fuck, I've got 4 Tamers on board doing nothing now.
Not do nothing. You can suspend them to do nothing.
I'm not suspended to do nothing.
But surely you were playing something that says suspend. You play Rapidmons, surely.
Nah. Why would I want to suspend my own Tamers for Rapidmons?
Rapidmon doesn't suspend your Tamers. What are you on about?
Rapidmon just suspends a guy.
Yeah, but what are you talking about, Adam? Why would I want to suspend my Tamer?
I don't know. I don't know. No, I was taking the piss, obviously.
Okay. I'm like, I thought you were believing it. I was like,
no,
something, man.
No, but like you play Rapidmon to just nuke the small slimy oyster guy.
Yeah, you can do. You certainly can.
You hadn't thought of that, had you?
I freaking play Rapidmon, man. I just didn't see it.
Oh, right. Okay, here come the excuses.
It's a Terriermon deck. Why would you not play Rapidmon as the best card?
I don't know. Why wouldn't you suspend your Tamers to not reduce the cost?
Why would I not suspend my Tamers for 0 effect?
I know, man.
Jesus Christ. Right, I think it's time to move on. This is devolving, so we're going to move on swiftly to the next topic, which is the new Ultimate Cup rulings, gang. Are we all pumped and hyped?
I'll give my judge opinion in a second.
Don't give your judge opinion, man. I don't want to hear the judge opinion.
Why?
Fucking brainwave with these rules. And when yes, this is perfect. When it is so.
It's fried.
Hold on, I need to get the rules up in front of me. Actually.
Yeah, so I mean, I can pull most of them off the dome piece, to be honest. But they're kind of insane.
Would you like me to read through them?
Yeah, let's read through them just so the people at home don't know, who don't know will know.
So
this is for the Ultimate Cup for the rest of the year, folks. So strap yourselves in.
Yep. So for the Ultimate Cup, March to April modified rules, they may change it, but they probably won't. So the modified rules are single colored. So obviously everyone voted on these. There was 10 options. Everyone voted for something, and what they gave us was not on that list. But moving on. Single color deck building. Players must construct a deck and Digi-Egg deck using cards of one color only. Multicolor cards with a matching color are also legal for use. So with Mastemon, you would need to declare you're playing either yellow or purple, and then the dual colors are fine, but you wouldn't be able to play like a yellow Tamer if you've declared purple, etc., etc. It means that any white card like Cool Boy, X-Antibody, or things like that, they're not allowed in sort of standard X-Antibody decks. You could play it in Reaper if you wanted to, which I think will actually do well, but we'll get on to that. There is an additional ban list in place, so restricted to 1, the Grand Kawagumon Digiburst one, and Chaos Degradation for Mastemon. And cards that have been outright banned, for the first time we're seeing just a full ban, other than Mega Digimon Fusion. We've got Death Xmon to 0. We've got Were Garurumon X Antibody to 0. And Bandai have listened to this podcast, they have heard me, and they have banned Cerberusmon Werewolf mode, so Lilith Loop can't do its memory gaining shenanigans, which is excellent.
Mulligan, thank God, that was such a pain in the arse previously. Man.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Mulligan rules are in effect, but side decks are not in effect, and that's sort of the main changes for the Ultimate Cup. What do we make of it?
What the fuck do we start with?
Let's start with the fact that they gave us a list of options to choose from, and then they've changed their mind and they've given us single color deck building.
See, that winds me up. They clearly thought, right, we want to do something spicy. Let's see what the community want. The community went, can we play the game, please? And they went,
no.
Right, what if we just make like a weird rule set? What if we just bring the power level of the game down? And we've been saying this, listen, we've been banging the drum, bring the power level of the game down. But when the damn tournament is 1 week after the announcement, I think that's an insane way to do it, especially after we've just entered a new fucking format
Yes.
and we've just had our first tournament.
Yep, everyone has been
in that
expecting these rules for at least a month now, and I'm like, my opinion on them will come later, but I am fully not okay with the fact that the first Ultimate Cup for Europe is next Saturday. And they've just released the rules, so all of my friends that are judging at that event are now like, what the fuck do we do? This has changed a bunch of stuff.
So anytime rules or anything changes at any scope at an event, Adam will go, bro, they didn't tell the judges about this. It's fucking ruined everything or something like that. And I'm like, bro, the rules are the same. They just you got to deck check people and be like, you're running a blue deck, big man, right? They're all blue.
I mean,
don't worry about it. I'll be fine.
That it's been released basically a week before a massive event.
Yeah,
it's like we've all been sitting brainstorming on our own, and we'll message each other, a few of them, and like what we think will be good, because Crossheart's out.
Crossheart's gone
because it doesn't have protection unless it declares red base. Grandis has been hit for it. Where Garura has been hit for it. Try to figure out what's going to be good for this has been a fucking headache, and I don't think any of us are even playing in it.
I'm playing in it next week, man.
Oh,
the
are you playing in it?
right? Yeah. So there's like multiple answers as to what will be good, but the answers to what will be like the top 5 is kind of up in the air. I can pretty much guarantee you Machinedemon's going to be godlike in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you that, right? Because Machinedemon's a hard control deck. A lot of people are imagining that some of the like red OTK things are going to be like some of the best decks. So like people talk about red hybrid, red wargrey. So I feel like Machinedramon does a really good job of like count. This is what I love to do, man. I love to try and play a deck that counters as many of the like top meta prediction decks as possible. So like it's got a good matchup into like Blue Flare. People are saying it's going to be good. It's got a decent matchup into Bloom Lord. It's got a really good matchup into All Force. Blackwall matchup's good. The issue with the Blackwall matchup is because Machinedramon loses the red stuff, which is like a Megadramon that gives security attack, Piercing from Metal Grey, the Metal Grey that gives 3k. These are quite good sources to lose, but they are replaceable with slightly shitter versions. So I feel like you can pretty much do the same thing with Machinedramon that you would want to do anyway. And I also feel like because the power level and the speed of the meta is coming down, it's actually really favourable for it as well. Let me just biff it again. Quite possible.
Oh right, there's this is also kind of screwed over me a wee bit, because I asked you all last time. Did you think I should hard push D-Links? Only one of you's even mentioned, or no, two of you's mentioned it. So I was like, you know what, fine, I think I'll try. My plan was to do it in an online event, because traveling down for an event costs money, and I don't have a lot of that. And then they've come out and went monocolor, no D-Links for you. So I'm crying a wee bit.
There will be regionals coming up that won't play by these rules, though, so you can always D-Links it then.
Yeah.
There are some online regionals coming up though in March and April. Not March and April. May and June rather.
Oh, okay. But that isn't that by the point of this set? This set's only lasting 2 months. So I would be on Shine Grey by then.
No, you'll be back. You'll be on the D-Links, mate.
My guy, I said for this set in that episode. I did not say for the rest of my
for the rest of your existence, mate. I think you said for the rest of your existence. No, there is an online regional, April 23rd, which is before the cutoff, which is before BT12 launches.
Oh, he's got a chance.
So you've got the one chance, mate. You've got the one chance to prove it.
I'm gonna need help getting a fucking online setup, and I'm gonna need the goblin, the testing goblin himself, Callum, to help me.
Yes, get me and Crazy Dylan in the Bloody Rumble cage.
Oh man, listening to Shek though, I love him, but sometimes if he's winning, he can just be
insufferable.
You're trolling. You'll be fighting me, right? And I'll be like bodying you because you've bricked. He'll come up behind you. You're trolling. You're shit.
And he snaps your neck.
And then literally what happened on Friday, you'll be like, "Oh mate, I've bricked with All Force. Fuck." When we're sitting testing, And he'll be like, nah, mate, deck's fine. It's just one brick. It's just
Oh,
one
I
brick.
played against.
When we do it for 6 games in a row.
I played against him with Mastimon at locals on Friday,
He
and
bricked
he,
6 in a row.
he proceeded to play his first
I'm
2
exaggerating.
turns were playing 4 arenas, and that was it. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm not getting anything, mate." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
I
Who
wish
would
you were
win,
running.
though?
Were you running Death X? Please tell me
No,
you were
I
running the
wasn't.
Death X. Oh,
Who
why
would
not? You
win?
can even evolve into it.
Because I forgot
Who
about it.
would win? Right? Who would win? 3 Doraemons or 4 Vina?
3 Doraemons.
I don't know, man. Because if he sees the Vmon, he's off to the races.
No,
I don't know, bro.
he didn't see it. Didn't he see it?
Well,
You
the
were saying
Doraemon army
Mastimon
takes
takes
over then.
time setting up.
I've got 2 opinions about the Ultimate Cup rules. My first of which is what the fuck, but my second of which is I'm actually okay with it because some of the formats that we were asked to vote on were fucking insane.
Aye, they were absolute dog water, man.
And this, it's not standard Digimon, but this is something that I, as a judge, I'm fine with. Because I'm the fucking head judge for the UK one. I don't want some crazy ass fucking format that I don't know how to judge correctly. Because then I won't get invited back. Is it the in-person? Aye, it's the in-person one, mate.
Oh, holy crap! He'd judge Adam going at it. Let's go.
Like I think the most issues that we're gonna have is deck checks where like someone's gonna be playing something. And they'll have put like a cool boy in there, and I'll be like, right, well, mate, that's no correct.
What do you do if someone is running like a list that doesn't work? Do they just have to leave, or do you give them a chance?
Well, we're not going to DQ. We probably wouldn't DQ them from the event. It would depend on when it is, obviously, but we tend to deck check top tables, so they wouldn't really get past it. So it would probably just be a match loss, and then they're asked to resubmit a deck list with the correct cards, and then they can continue playing. But if obviously it is subjective, if we think that they've been doing it with intent to cheat, it would get escalated. But also we'd be asking
just come with 4 cool boy and being like, oh,
yeah,
sorry, mate.
but then we'd also be asking their opponents why didn't they call it out, because
that's the thing.
they should know that this isn't allowed with them. So that's why we're not expecting a lot of problems. The hardest thing might be the ban list itself, not the actual limited colours sort of thing. But it should be fine, I think.
Oh man, because I was about to say people should know surely, but I mean maybe there's a world where some wee guy hasn't read any of his emails and he goes in to play the Ultimate Cup this Saturday and he's like, oh yippee, can't wait to
Grandis to win.
Yeah, it's like Grandis is the best to ever do it, and he walks in and he's like, "You're DQ'd, son."
Yeah,
I think it'll be interesting though. I'm actually excited because why did they not do this during EX3 when everyone was bored at their tits, man?
Maybe that's why they couldn't get it ready.
Because One Piece was coming out, mate. They couldn't do 2 card games at once. Remember?
I mean, well, they're trying to do 3 now, so fucking.
Hey, they're trying to do 5 total, I think.
Aye. Anyone going into the Battle Spirits launch event? Come say hi to me.
I'm not going into that bloody pish buying a fucking case of a game that I can't be asked playing. There's a lot of people going like that. No, I think this event is free money. I'm like, I free money with a 1K buy-in if you pop off.
It's true.
It's like, oh, the tourney is free, but you need to buy all your product there because
no, you can play with the demo deck that they give you.
Oh, nice deck to the moon. Demo deck to the moon.
I'm gonna 128 top 128 with a fucking demo deck.
I think you could, Bryce. I think you could. This is your Ghost Pepper challenge.
Top 128 mate, doesn't get you anything. In my experience, top 128 gets you Ancient Mega Ethereum stamped worth £3.
Well, top 128 gets you a bunch of stamped cards and 250 quid for Battle Spirits.
Mate, that's broken.
That would have paid for your. That would have paid. I know, right? Like, probably because Digimon's aimed at teenagers, but Battle Spirits is hard aimed at adults.
Well, so here's the thing, right? I actually saw a recent poll, and it was like, "What age are you?" And it was on a Digimon card game community. The average age of a Digimon card gamer is like 23 to 28.
Yeah, absolutely, because we all grew up with the series.
Yeah. That's 100%. It's 100% nostalgia based because no one really knows what Digimon is if they didn't grow up with it at this
Like,
point.
Yeah.
Or at least outside of Japan.
I like card games. I think we all do. We all like card games. I wouldn't say that Digimon is the best card game I've ever played.
You're wrong.
Nostalgia
You're wrong.
is a very important factor for me.
You're wrong about that too.
I mean, I literally started watching One Piece because I wanted to play the card game and know what the fuck was going on.
You told me that you played the One Piece card game because, and I quote, "I love Nami."
What? Fuck
That's
off.
what you said.
What?
Bro, that is legit what you said. You
Yeah,
said
I think
Nico Robin
What?
is a baddie.
Why have I become the fucking whipping boy of the podcast all of a sudden?
I'm
Last
pretty sure
week
you
I
said
went-
to me that you just love Boa Hancock.
He genuinely did. He
told you
said,
that
"I
love
want to be her
cock, not
Luffy."
Hancock.
Oh, you love cock, not a Boa Hancock. My mistake. My
Aye,
mistake.
get it right, mate. Get it right.
dear
Oh, I'm
God.
sorry.
Right. But no, yeah, legit. I started watching the anime just because of the card game because the card game is a lot like Dragon Ball.
Oh, me too. The anime is really boring.
I've
Yeah,
heard
that's
this.
because the anime has broken records, and an entire episode of the anime has managed to cover less than a chapter of the fucking manga.
Holy fuck.
10 pages.
Yeah, I've heard this is an issue. Like the anime just stretches things out to high do.
Yeah.
The manga's a lot more concentrated.
I'm considering
Basically,
just
they
reading the
separate
manga.
Yeah,
I
you
hate
should.
reading, man,
100%.
or I would do it.
I know
See, if
you
I
hate
wasn't
reading.
Such a big fucking grunt.
Oh,
Just wanted
card
to
game.
watch things and play games at the same time. I'd be reading it.
You are the de facto inspiration for the Team Rocket grunt.
You're the de facto inspiration for Yu-Gi-Oh players. I don't like to read.
Listen, I like to read cardboard. I don't like to read paper. There's a big difference.
No,
So
it's
if I
that's
sent you
what.
a 1,000-page cardboard book.
If you find it, I'll read it.
Oh shit! I'm not doing that.
What's up with the Dares, man, on the recent podcast?
I know. Oh right, but yeah.
Crazy stuff.
We
I
need
want-
content, mate. We need
Adam,
content.
Adam,
actually plenty
you
content
top
this week.
128 with a single demo deck, assuming there's more than 128
No.
players there.
Mate, I just need to top 128 with any deck. That's my challenge. Any
It's
deck
'cause you
at
don't
all.
Play,
If
Adam,
you
you
do
just
it with a
judge.
demo deck,
I
I'll
do.
whatever you
I
want.
just don't play Digimon or One Piece. I play Pokemon. I do well with Pokemon.
What
I'm
about
hearing
Battle
cap,
Spirits?
bro.
I top
I'm hearing
128'd Pokemon recently. That was alright.
Mm-hmm.
Got fuck
Sure.
all for it though.
Nice, mate. Now you know how I feel. Opens hand, 6 tape. Actually, there's no bricks in Pokemon.
I was gonna
Really?
say Pokemon is a solitaire game. You can't brick in that.
Oh, you
Literally
can.
every deck
Believe
is
me.
Grandis.
You can, because it happens to me all the time. That's why I swapped card games at one point, because anytime I start feeling bad about a card game because I brick all the time, I just swap.
Oh, what I do is I just change my deck.
Oh, no.
I
just
changed
change
my.
things.
So we've got varying degrees of severity there when we brick or do shite. The questioning we go through. Adam swaps games entirely. Bryce swaps to a new deck and
No. Swaps parts
tweak
of
the
the deck.
list.
Swaps.
Oh
parts
right,
of-
okay. I thought you said you'll swap the deck, as in you'll swap
No,
to a
as
new
in,
one.
like I'll change bits of
That's
the deck.
Dylan.
It's like, well, there's
That's
clearly
crazy,
a problem.
Dylan. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know because I'm very much results focused, right? But ideally, I could test the deck list like 20 games or something and not tweak it once, and then make the tweaks I want to do. But it's just not possible. And it's really because I love that machine one from final, but like I've got actual PTSD from bricking with it to the point where I'm like, I can't run the optimal build because it's brickier. Like
Mate,
almost
well-
every list runs 3 heavy mobile. I can't run 3, man, because I'll brick if I run 3. I'll see 2 in hand every game at the start. I'm not doing it, man.
I don't know. I like to play decks that aren't like tier 1. I don't know what it is. I just
Same.
don't like playing high tier decks.
Because we're special snowflakes.
Yellow Hybrid was like the exception to that rule, as I
Yep.
just fucking love that. I love the way hybrids play. If there's a good hybrid deck, I'll probably play.
Then why aren't you playing Red Hybrid, mate?
Green
Because that's not a hybrid deck.
hybrid's back, mate.
Red
Green
Hybrid
Hybrid's
is not
back.
a hybrid deck. Red Hybrid is I will evolve to a Gunian stack and then go Ancient Grey.
And
Well, Bryce, why are you not playing green hybrid, mate? That's back.
You're on some cope, mate. I
No,
don't see
green
it in it.
hybrid's back. Tyrannomon to the moon for green hybrid.
Mate, where are the green hybrids in these top 32s? I don't
Do you know
seem
why?
to see it.
Bottom
It's because
tables.
people are sheeple in this community and they're not willing to
Yo,
go into the
I feel-
dungeon and crack the
all-
code on green hybrid.
All I'm gonna say is the sheeple reside in America because that is the only place where Black War's taking like over a third of the chart, and then all the other
Chart?
decks are the projected top chart.
Nah, that's he wasn't talking about cross shot.
Heard
Oh,
chart.
well,
Like we've said this
need the
before, though.
toilet?
I genuinely think people like do not look at decks that have been out, have not seen support in like 2 sets. Like, see if a deck's bolder than
Oh,
2
yeah.
sets, they go, "That's fucking garbage, man. I'm not playing
Aye,
that."
when was the
And
last
then-
time you saw someone playing Chaos Gallantmon? Like, it's just gone.
Yeah, to be
Fuck
fair,
off, mate.
that's in the bin. That's garbage, right? But I feel like this.
But like,
Mate,
what
I
did
don't
Chaos?
I feel like there are good
Fucking, what
decks
did
that people
Chaos
don't
Gallantmon? What did the BT5 decks do? Lord Nightmon, may they rest in peace. Oh, swing, play a guy out. What does Bloomlord do? Swing, play a guy out, memory, gain memory, bounce something, fucking 9,000 combos.
That's the issue, right? Some people are even going. Lord Knight might be good in this Ultimate Cup.
That's what I'm
fucking yellow,
hoping for.
But why would you play it when you can play bloody Bloomlord, which is the exact same deck but way more consistent, with main memory gain, more cheating, faster, spits out more guys, does your bills, shags your dad, does your taxes, etc.
We've fucking made it back to Digimon, boys. Congrats.
We
Also,
made it. We went full circle.
Adam, what happened to Chaos Gallant is that every motherfucker had a page in their binder with 9 Chaos Gallants that they were like, anybody want these? And then the other person would open their binder and show them their page.
Tell me that actually happened.
Oh yeah, mate. It was a very common pull, and people were like, "Oh, I'll play Chaos Gallantmon. Chaos Gallantmon. When Digivolving, pop a guy, bring back a guy, pop something, proceed to die." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, see, when you look back on like BT5 decks, we should actually do an episode on this when we look at old meta decks and compare it to the fucking power creep that we've got now.
Find their equivalent.
Yeah, because like blue and red hybrid used to be a deck back in BT4, but it done one thing, which was evolve on tamers, and that was it. Now red hybrid's like, oh, let me just blitz through all your security and blah blah blah, then evolve on hybrids, and blue hybrid got banned. So yeah,
I'm kind of excited for this format though, because I genuinely feel like they're trying to take the power level back about 3 or 4 sets.
see, that's what I was saying.
Except that they completely missed Hydra.
So
They absolutely
did
did
me.
me.
This is again some of it. Sorry, mate, but again, I feel like they've just the issue I have with the ban list is that I feel like they've not hit all the best decks. I mean, they must have tested this surely, right? Right.
No.
They must know that they must have not hit Hadrussi on purpose, not hit Black War that hard. I mean, X antibodies in Cool Boys pretty hard, but that Greymon's
no, but
pretty good,
Black War has been hit because it's going to be it's still going to be a good deck, but it's not going to be the best deck
Consistent
because
as
it
you are.
loses Cool Boy and X antibody,
Yeah,
which
this
it
is true.
heavily relies on. And if it wants to protect itself, it needs to go red base, unless it wants to protect itself from options, in which case it needs to go black base. But if it goes black base, it needs to get the tamer out, otherwise it's probably going to die in security because it's not going to be that big. So like,
I feel like you
that's
just
true.
play. I feel like you just play Grey X.
yeah, like I think
Like
I think Grey X actually suffer. You're talking about War Grey X.
War Grey
right?
X, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that actually even suffers more because you really, really struggle to get the War Grey swing turn off because you can't warp into it with X antibody. I feel like it's easier for Black War Grey to play without X antibody, apart from the fact that it can't have the deletion prevention from the Greymon
I
X.
don't know, because you don't need to go to War Grey X is the thing. You just like because you can still run the Greymon and then just replace your protection with Altarius mode.
Yeah.
Or what I'm thinking you actually do, you just go up to War Grey. You don't go up to War Grey X. So you have a memory boost in play, or just a memory boost, and if you're lucky, a memory setter. And then from champion, you can still get to Mega and check for all 5 checks. And then the only thing is you don't have the final kill because none of these decks can run their Blitz on
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, the Blitz Omni is actually such a big deal as well to go for a lot of this stuff, but Blitz Omni's dumb, man. Get that shit out of here.
No,
Set
because
5-card broken though.
no, because Blitz Omni
Is
lived so Hybrid for Game could die. All it'll do
Hybrid
is
for Game is more balanced than Blitz Omni.
Hybrid
I
is
agree.
more balanced, mate.
Yeah.
um
Blitz
I am a
Omni is
hybrid
bollocks
majority.
because they actually full send it with a level 6 and then go, oh, Blitz Omni.
Yeah, Blitz Omni cost 1, Hybrids cost 2. Prove me wrong.
But I
just
Blitz
play
Omni
gravity.
costs
They just
0,
play
brother.
Gravity Crush.
Oh, just play Gravity Crush.
I mean, if they
You
win,
just
if
run 4 and 4.
or
Listen,
Gravity
after
Crush,
that, I'll be running 4 parabolic junk in every list of all time. Now.
yes, mate.
Yeah.
Game 2 memory broken, no downside.
Why don't what
Broken.
happens? But why wouldn't people? I mean, the obvious counter to Bloomlord in Ultimate Cup is Zukiaomon. It's quite clearly obvious the giant fire chicken that deletes all of your opponent's board bar one thing. Like
of course,
you've
'cause
got to play
everybody
that.
knows that.
Yeah, that's why that's why the listeners of Win Rate 0% are the winners.
Are going to
Are
the
the
game.
are they're the guys that do well because they listen to these hot takes like play
Yeah.
big fire chicken from BT8 Zukiomon.
I mean, the
Listen,
answer is run your rookie that says you can't play off of effects. That's definitely the answer.
yeah, that is true. Do run that, but also if you do want some free wins, and you want to put the spicy chicken, spicy tech into your deck, get that tech into Birds and Beasts, and the wins will be free. I guarantee.
I like the chicken's design. It looks nice. I also love chicken.
You think
But does the
Malomyotismon would do well?
competitive- No.
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 I am tempted to bring Malomyotismon to the Beelzemon Cup though.
Yeah, like it's not like the Beelzemon Cup has been announced and it's purple only,
What?
which is a great way of ensuring that I don't play in it. But like Malomyotismon would work as a deck.
I don't know if it would, but I'm still tempted to bring it.
Is Cerberus mode hitting this Beelzemon Cup as well?
No.
No, not yet. We
Right.
don't know, but it's not likely to have alternative rule sets.
So what you're telling me is that the entire tournament is going to be Minerva Loop.
Minerva Loop and
No, I
Beelzemon,
don't.
Yes,
I
and
don't.
Master
I don't think it will
Demon,
be
maybe.
because I don't think anyone other than maybe a few people can be arsed with Minerva Loop. I think that's probably what would win it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think a lot of people care for Minerva Loop. I certainly don't. But
I
you just max out on the 4 Gazimon so they can't gain memory off a shite, then you're good.
I'm assuming that's the
True.
Mervamon that's in every single one of these charts, though, as Minerva Loop playing Mervamon.
No, it's Mervamon playing Crossheart.
Oh, is
I
that
don't
what
know if we know, do we?
No, it's
think-
it's
I think-
Mervamon playing Crossheart because that's the main strategy of the deck, so that's what it's being listed as. Which
In
I
that
is
thought they would have
X
listed it as
and two.
Crossheart because
I was gonna
it's
say.
like Crossheart with Mervamon in it, and she's got Crossheart in her traits. But there's like
because
what I was saying earlier is there is genuinely wait, is that the unit term? There is genuinely a Mervamon dedicated deck that's all purple.
yeah, and that
Uh,
was the Minerva Loop deck that was in top 32 of Bremen. But other than that, it was just Crossheart that was playing Merva.
yeah, because Minervamon says that you can also just play Mervamon off of its on delete.
Yes, you can.
So what you do is you do your Cerberus loop until eventually you go, okay, delete it, bring out Mervamon and 2 Rush guys. Go ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't play. Can he play any multi? Can he play Imperial for the Ultimate Cup? You could play Kazuchimon.
Well, you
Kazuchimon, that would be cool.
I was tempted to bring Pulsemon as well, not gonna lie. Right, but the so
Bless you.
I mean, it's a pretty ridiculous OTK in a format where there's not many good OTK decks, right? But also they build a stack and I lose instantly. So
What
maybe
about
not.
Alphamon?
Alphamon, I think will be a good shout.
Relies on
It's-
Killboy.
No, it doesn't
No,
rely on it.
Doesn't though. You can just run literally. So literally, see when I was playing Alphamon, and you might call me absolutely fucking insane for this.
You're
think a lot of
insane.
people would. But right, see when I was playing Alphamon, I actually found Coolboy to be very underwhelming in the deck because, and you might think that's nuts because every card in the deck says X antibody. You play one copy of the option card, and then you need to find the Digimon with X antibody, right? So it Coolboy basically reads in that deck 2 memory, search your top 3 cards for a Digimon.
What's wrong with
It's
that?
basically like Analog Boy, and then you're lucky if you get to double dip on the effect once. So it's like decent, but I actually feel like just swapping Cool Boy for Black Memory Boost is a very easy 1-for-1 trade, and all accomplishes almost the same thing, if not better.
Oh, that reminds me. Didn't Alphamon come third in NA?
Yep.
NA?
I think it did.
Just
Alphamon
there?
not come?
No, there's no alpha. There's no alpha.
Oh wait, no.
Jessmon was in
play
top
then.
32 of NA and Bremen. EU.
Jessmon did alright. Did about as well as
Yeah.
we
Oh,
expected.
it was funny though. So I know we've went back to the finals talk, but hey ho, if you've not expected this on the podcast by now, I don't know what you've been listening to. I walked past the Jessmon top 32 players, and it was a Jessmon mirror, and I was like, of all the chances of the people playing Jessmon in this tournament, the two that are doing the best are paired up against each other. Just big sad, really.
Mate, I still despise Jessmon as a deck, so I don't really mind.
Me too. Me too.
That deck just when it goes off, it goes right. I've put 16 cards on the board. What would you like to do?
Black War goes delete them all.
Yeah. Nah, bro, they're on the Solar Mon.
Yeah.
Or you just don't put 19 pieces on board.
I'm still finding. I'm looking over the old stuff for like Ultimate Cup to see what could do well, and I still find it crazy that Shoutmon used to be this red stack that was like Shoutmon D-Cross, like and it was
the original Blitz guy.
Yeah, and like it just came out of. Oh, that was from it was BT5. Like there was it was Shoutmon because it got Shoutmon D-Cross and the alt art that I don't think anyone's ever seen in their life, and then it became this entire sort of like just cross heart deck in itself, which is kind of weird.
Well, there's a difference between Crossheart and Shoutmon, right? Like Crossheart's the faction and Shoutmon's like his own guy. Like canonically in the show, Shoutmon doesn't digivolve, he crosses with other guys into Shoutmon cross pattern. But there is also a point in the show where he digivolves on his own into frickin' epic Omni Shoutmon.
And I take it that then goes up to DX?
I think DX. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So Omni Shoutmon and Shoutmon DX. I was thinking of the frickin' X7 Superior mode or whatever the hell the secret is we're getting in BT12.
Oh, I forgot that was coming out. I'm looking back at our tier list, trying to figure out what decks will be good for Ulti Cup. And it's like, so basically all of 1.5.
Here, I will just list things that I think will be good, right? So, I mean, Machine, and that's going to be fucking really good. Gallantmon, I think, actually has a good chance. It's got a good matchup into Bloomlord, which I also think is going to be one of the best decks because it literally loses nothing as far as I remember.
It just deletes tiny things a lot.
Yep, deletes tiny things. Gallantmon's also got like some really powerful like OTK turns with it as well. Like, see the decks that aren't like ridiculously strong OTKs or the decks that take like lots of security at once, they're going to be a lot more powerful now because basically because Grandis and Melga are dead, and Wargrey's like struggling a bit, I think, as well. Like, I really think the X antibody option card being lost hurts that deck a lot. So things like Gallant are really going to go up in value, definitely. Allforce, shout out Crazy Dylan, doesn't lose anything.
I actually think Allforce is going to pop off.
I think Allforce. I think Allforce would do well, but I also think Gabubond with like a low tier Leomon package would also do well.
Agree.
The Ratman,
the best Gabubond deck, the Ratman package, like it's actually quite large. By the way, it goes hard. Anyway, the Gabubon deck is like kind of nuts. The one that the dude from Texas I played online plays. A lot of them are taking in cards like Lightning Juice, which is red. Obviously, you can't run that, so you can't really run the red package. But I think you're right, Adam. I think even just the blue stuff is pretty freaking pogged. Anyway.
Yeah, Blue Flare as well doesn't really lose anything.
Really good. Yeah, because I mean we're going away from big stack really good.
Do we think Dark
Knight? I think it's good here though because we're away from. I think Dark Knight will go fucking sicko mode in this event if people play it.
Dark Knight and Commandramon.
Yeah, D Brigade could do really well as well. I think D-Brigade's a stupidly powerful deck. And then if you're not running the stack version of it that goes to the new Dark Dramon and Tank Dramon, the only thing you lose in the deck is the White Sistermon. So you probably can't get away with playing 8 option cards anymore, 8 bombs. Because you can't run the Sistermon to cycle them. But other than that, man, D-Brigade's still really powerful, and the new stuff's like not bad either. Still counters all the big stack decks really well. Don't know how it does into Bloomlord.
The other one
will be really good still. D-Reaper as well, yeah, Adam was talking about that earlier.
Yeah, I think D-Reaper, because, I mean, D-Reaper's always just kind of sat in the background, and the reason that it stopped being good was Black War, because Black War just swung into it. But now that that's, it's being limited by not limiting things, in a sense, but because that's not going to be as popular, because I think the top deck will be Bloomlord, to be perfectly honest. I think D-Reaper will make a comeback.
I think Bloomlord's the one that makes the most sense. We were saying
it loses
hybrid, but
it loses nothing, and it loses nothing deck wise, but it gains it gains not having to play against its worst matchup, which was Black War. Don't get me wrong, Bloomlord has a decent matchup into Black War because it can suspend it, etc. But Black War also can pop your unsuspending Bloomlord before you do anything, so it made plays a bit more strategic or just straight up difficult. I didn't know there was an Omni-Shoutmon X antibody in BT9. And yeah, I think it will do really well because it just is such a powerful deck.
Concur.
Yeah.
I also pop off.
Callum.
Yeah.
Real talk. Is this Pooh's time to shine?
No.
How can it be Pooh's time to shine? It's a multicolour deck.
Yeah, but you can run black base and you're laughing. Yeah. I just don't think it's strong enough, man. Even in this format, I don't know what does this deck do better than other decks. It's like D-Brigade in the sense that it should play guy rush. Is it faster than D-Brigade? It's kind of similar in pace. You don't have the Dark Dramon, but you've got the Metalette to spit guys out. But then you also have to play the freaking Etamon and stuff like that, probably. So,
what about?
Yeah, maybe not.
What about?
It'll be better. You might even be able to push it for tier 2 this set potentially.
What about Justimon with the machines?
So the big issue with Justimon, I think, is legitimately so it's not got a lot of support, right? It's all top end. I think we were saying this the other day, Bryce. All the Justimon support, they keep going, right, do you want another arm? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take another arm, but any chance of printing a good Monodramon or another good Strike Dramon or something, they keep printing cards that
can we get a Strike Dramon that doesn't require you don't have a tamer?
Yeah, can Strike Dramon say play a tamer or something? Because we seem to be making cards like that. Even I'm not even joking, man. The fact that Cyber Dramon only plays Rio is now ass. A card that used to be good, because Rio is the middest card of all time. If you hard play Rio for free, that's really bad. All he does, if you don't know at home, is when you attack, you can suspend them to gain a K till the end of your opponent's turn, and when you play him, you search top 3 for a Justimon or a Dramon. So he's just a searcher. Doesn't really do.
I think the best support this deck has gotten is the Mamimon that plays a tamer off top 5.
Definitely.
And then that's all that does because it's inherited. Might as well be vanilla in the Justimon deck.
Yeah, it's quite sad, man, for that. But the other issue is there's not really any other good tamers. I say other Rio is good, but he's not really. He's just there for numbers. There's not a lot of good black tamers. Look at what you're running in comparison to the other tamers. You've got Black Tie, gain a K on your opponent's turn, so probably irrelevant. You've got Izzy and Joe, situationally very powerful, but not consistent enough to be.
Izzy and Joe could be the Hydra winner, bro.
I was thinking about that for Machine Dramon, honestly, but I hate playing cards that are only good against certain matchups because then I draw it in hand and it's dead, then I brick and I lost.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of fair, but it doesn't hurt to put it on the board most of the time.
No, that's true. At some point, you'll probably get value. It's just paying
Plus,
4.
If you're playing something like Justimon, you have to run it anyway.
Yeah, you have to run the crap black tables in Justimon.
You need
Izzy, my most hated guy. not my most hated guy, but one of my most hated cards, man. The times where being one memory cheaper was like amazing, gone now.
I don't think they've really existed for Izzy much because black wasn't really that good a color when Izzy
Yeah,
came out.
that's
Was it?
actually true. So he's never really had a good time to shine. People run him begrudgingly, basically. Is anybody pogged playing Izzy?
He
Probably
was
not.
big in Izzy was big in security control for a while because you got to choose what you were gonna recover into your security and stuff like that with him.
See, when people talk about using Izzy to fiddle your top 3 cards, I actual die a bit inside every time. Like
No,
people were like, "No,
I
it's so
agree.
broken in D Brigade because mate, you know if you're getting a commander mon off the on deletion effect." I'm like, brother, you're not paying 3 memory to check that. Oh man,
You're not paying 3 memory and then getting a chance to check that before you draw them all.
yeah.
Right.
Not worth, man.
What about armor rush? Because it technically takes advantage of like 4 different colors while still being blue.
I mean,
Well,
it has to be blue base, right?
Yes.
It loses fire rocket. So where's the rush coming from?
yeah, you kind of lose your hard head.
Aye, and it loses armor texture.
How about red armor rush where you play the red Vmon and Flame Dramon with fire rocket?
Shut up, man.
Um,
You're coping, man.
I know.
I don't think armor's
And
good
lightning
about
joust.
this format.
Guys, this
Lightning
is
joust
Badger's
would go
time to shine.
I think Bagra could be alright, man. I think that deck's so cool.
The deck is so cool. It's just so bad.
Is it that
And
bad? Does it not play guys quite cheap and stuff? Cheat out dudes.
Imagine Crossheart levels of setup, like setting up 2 or 3 tamers, but all of them have to be the same tamer.
Oh, right, okay.
And for nowhere near as much payoff.
I'll still be running bloody Mega Dramon and Machine Dramon so I can pop them just in case.
Oh yeah, of course, why not? For that yellow hybrid tech, obviously.
Yes. There'll be a lot of tamers going about. I can imagine. What else, man?
Should we have our question be what people think will be the Ultimate Cup victor?
Yeah, what do you
Coming up this
what?
weekend.
And if you're playing in the Ultimate Cup, what are you gonna bring?
Yeah.
And why?
And
I mean,
are you
if
mad?
you say Black War Greymon, I don't want to hear it, man.
I mean, we're going to keep discussing this because it's going to be going on for the rest of the year pretty much, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I
But
tell you what I'll use those shit panta. Galactamon's going to do well here.
No, it's still a meme deck.
Yes, it will. It's not a meme deck. It get top 32. That's at least third tier 3.
Nah, bro, Europe shite.
Europe shite.
Europe shite, mate.
Europe shite, is it? Adam, what do you think about this, man? He's dissing the region.
I've got to defend the region because it's kind of the one that I live in, so I'm going to say Europe's no shite. No, you live in fucking furry land where you talk about Boa Hancock and other shit.
Aye.
And you love that card game, don't you? Lie to me.
I do love that card game, but it's no for the tits. It's for the mulligan system.
I'm playing.
That's like I'm not even gonna lie, man. That's almost like every single card game of all time, innit? Like I love the game. I swear I'm not horny for it.
No, but all card games.
You're thinking that with Digimon, you've got problems.
Pretty much every card game.
About? There's so many sexualized Digimon. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Like,
do we need to do another one of these rants? I feel like
level 6. Every female level 6 is a fucking ludicrous design.
Another one of these
and like card games are either like they either appeal to no one or they appeal to the fucking lusty horny guy population, or they've just got a bunch of fucking dinosaurs in them. That's the 3 sort of card games that exist.
No, you forgot mechs.
What
yeah.
are you? The mech
no, it's
card
mech,
the dinosaur,
mech, dinosaur,
the
angel, or like ghosts or some shit, which is ironically the 4 starter decks for battle spirits.
I would probably be a ghost name, I think.
I said this to a mate. He was like, "Oh, but Yu-Gi-Oh designs are so cool." I was like, "Mate, everything in Yu-Gi-Oh is either a little girl, a dragon, or a mech. Combine any combination of those 3 things is 90% of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Or it's a pot with an ugly face on it.
Yeah, or like an animal, but all the animal cards are shite now.
I have no idea what either of you just said.
That's for the best.
I don't think the listeners did either.
Yes.
Go for it. What did you say?
I said they're also sometimes animals, but the animals tend to be shit now, unfortunately.
Or have tits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, they still. Or our children.
So my favourite Yu-Gi-Oh card's Totally Awesome, man, and he's been banned.
No.
Banned.
Do you know what deck that you would run if you played Yu-Gi-Oh COB? 100% you'd be playing the fucking Otama brothers. The Ojama brothers.
I've played Ojama, mate.
I know you. I fucking knew it. You love those wee. You love those wee slimy boys in their thongs, for fuck's sake.
Ojama's hilarious, man.
I so funny. Ojamas. You can lock out all 5 of your opponent's zones.
Horrendous.
But now the main deck of the format does that anyway, and it doesn't.
I was going to say the main deck of the format does that plus the back row zones.
I was literally about to. I said this like last week. I was like, why could the deck that does this not be Ojama? Like, why could this not be Ojama format, man? Why could they not turn the world into Ojama?
They don't want you to chaz it up.
Jazz it up.
It's so epic, man. Like, what else did I play? Also played.
Like I just aged 20 years saying that.
I just watched the Biden, Barack, and Joe Biden. No, what's his name? Trump. Rate the Yu-Gi-Oh GX series, or like rate the and it was quite funny.
Stevie Blunder video.
I've not seen that.
Stevie Blunder's actually spitting them out, by the way.
I know, but they're getting like 50. They're getting like 50k views in 4 minutes.
The whole planet is collectively spitting out AI Donald Trump Biden memes,
and
I have no clue when the world's gonna turn on it, because right now everyone is collectively like, these are fucking hilarious.
Someone should do a Digimon one.
Yeah, it'd be great if someone had done a Digimon one, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know. I would say to the audience, Google maybe like YouTube Donald Trump versus Joe Biden Digimon TCG Finals AI voice meme, and then I'd maybe put COB at the end of it as well, right? Like, because I don't know, there could be something out there already that fits this mold of like a Trump Biden AI voice meme, that's like Digimon adjacent maybe, but I don't know. I can't confirm that.
The boy who is cool.
For the boy who is cool.
I feel like we were subtle enough there. We can move on.
Yeah.
Move on to what?
No, exactly.
Well,
my point.
We could go to comments, man. I mean, we've spoke about the Ultimate Cup. It's really interesting. I'm a little bit pissed that they've gave us such small amount of time, because I'm not going to be able to test my deck list. I'm going to take it to locals on Friday, give it a run at locals, see how I do.
Do you want me to ask Kev if he can make it monocolor for locals? So
that would be sick. But I think I actually thought of this already. I don't think that they would do that, because folk will be showing up like that. It's fucking monocolor.
What I'd do is I'd actually message in the messenger chat asking if people want to do it. Then, if you get enough response, I'll ask Kev, and he can maybe post on Facebook about it.
See, to be fair, if you don't get that, you can just ask people if they want to make a deck to practice it.
It's annoying though, because it's like most of the people. I'm surprised that a lot more people in our locals and stuff don't play like online tournaments. A lot of people seem to hate online tournaments, but I really
I understand it though. There's a lot of cheating that happens that people catch all the time. That is just like little things, like drawing an extra card. Like I saw a GIF of someone that was like lag switching their computer, so their camera would stutter, but it was stuttering, and their security had mysteriously moved. I was like, what the fuck?
I feel like if the camera starts turning into something at a fucking Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, I'd be going, hold on, mate, what the fuck's going on here? I'd keep my eyes peeled.
Here's the thing, Callum. I have decent internet, but it likes to shit the bed randomly. So when I was doing my one online tournament, I was the one stuttering, and I'm like, I swear, bro, I did nothing. So not all of us are cheating bastards.
Hand on table. I've never had any problems that I've actually noticed, to be fair.
I did one online tournament, and I watched a guy get perfect stack 2 games in a row. I was like, that's a bit sus, bro.
Well, I don't know, because literally, there's no way for them to do it if if you honestly, it's like a skill check going into an online tournament.
Oh, fuck off,
Because
mate.
no, it is because you have to record. Right, so you got to record the game. You start the tournament. You go, mate, I'm recording the game just for my safety and yours in case we have to call a judge. We've got video evidence of what's just happened. They go, sound. I go, happy days, mate. We watch the game. I'm looking at their hand constantly. The second their hand leaves the screen, I'm going, bro, I can't see your hand. The other thing is, when they're doing the shuffle of the deck, you literally watch them pile, and then you watch them riffle, and then you can go, mate, 5 to the bottom, take 3 for the middle, stick them up your arse, take them back out again, put them on the bottom of the deck, riffle, and they cut them in half, do another 6 pile, and then see if they can fucking stack the deck.
Okay, here's the thing, Callum. I don't want to have to fucking do that every single round for 9 rounds a day.
I mean, I don't do it, but you can do it if you think people are cheating. Opponent. I might be getting charisma checked by my opponents, but I kind of tell when I go into the room if it's the kind of guy I need to do that to or no.
Right. Aye, but yeah, I've jumped into your rooms when you've been playing online before, and you're chatting away to some cunt, and they're fucking sitting in silence.
Yeah, that's
myself. I always ask the same questions. It's so funny. I'm like, nice map, bro. Yeah, what have your games been against so far, man? Oh, fucking hell, yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? I'm so unlucky. Oh, fuck.
Mate, it sounds like you're at bottom tables, Callum. What's this?
Well, normally I'll end up losing a game at some point, man. I've not went on. I never go on like crazy streaks at tournaments. Like undefeated streaks at least. I always go like I'll lose 1 or 2 games quite early, and then I'll go on a good streak to the end. Yeah, that's happened a couple of times. That happened at finals, and then it happened at fucking the last Ultimate Cup where I got 31st. That was good as well. I was literally so pissed because I lost 2 in a row. I was like, it's over, and then I won every other game. I think
that sounds fucking brilliant to still miss it though. Did you miss, or did you actually?
What do you mean miss? What? Sorry.
So you said you lost 2 games and won everything else. Did you manage to top then, or did you bubble?
Well, I think I either bubbled or I might have lost 3. I can't remember, but I came 31st anyway out of like 500, which was probably now knowing what I know, it's probably like a 6-3 record now. I think about it.
No, 31st is probably
out of 500,
like low 2-7.
Maybe, yeah.
31st out of 500 on is great.
Yeah, no,
I'm always the bridesmaid and never the bride, man. I'm always doing well, but not well enough to be notable on a worldwide stage.
You will be, brother. You will be.
One day, Copium. One day when I pick up
you gave me so much shit last time. I'm giving it back this time.
So D-Link's tier 0, yeah.
When I played that one online tourney, other than one guy who was fucking brilliant, every single one of my opponents were not only quiet but genuinely quite rude, and it really pissed me off.
Yeah,
I'm not even like saying this to try and get people hyped and pilled on the tournaments, man. I have never. Yeah. I've had one bad experience with someone in an online tournament, and it was in an unofficial tournament against this American guy. But like literally, I've never had a fucking issue with anybody, really, especially on the European ones.
I've never had an issue with someone in person. They've always been lovely in person, or at the very least tolerable.
I think it's because online, everyone's just trying to stop people cheating and stuff like that. Everyone's so scared of it.
Everyone's got their backup fucking scouting for the cheats and then making it as if every single person is the cheat.
Yeah.
It's like a game of Among Us or something out here.
Everyone's like, you kinda sus, bro.
You are sus, brother.
Sounding kinda sus, backup.
Like, top half of the guy's hand goes above the camera. Bro, that is sus. Calling the judge over now.
And then I come into the room and they're like, what's going on?
I mean, I guess I've apparently resigned myself to play this online tournament at the end of next month, so...
Yes.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know. I'll need help getting like a camera set up because I only have my phone.
It costs...
For those of the podcast, my laptop died.
If you got some kind of other electronic device, like a tablet or an i thing...
I have my phone, I have my consoles, and I had my laptop.
You're trolling, brother. You need something. You can't do it. Well, you could do it with just a phone, you know.
No, because the problem is I'd have to be like giraffe necking over the phone, so that
you just get a table mount. You just buy a mount for your phone and attach it to your table and go on Discord.
Oh, yeah, when I did it the first time, I used my laptop to look at their screen and my phone to display mine. But my phone had to be so high up that I couldn't actually see the screen on my phone.
Aye, well, that's the issue, man. Like, you'll not be able to see everything properly if you just use your phone. Like, you won't be able to see your setup and theirs either.
Exactly. So that's why I'll
just get a cheap laptop, man. You can get a wee £100 laptop for Gumtree or something that's been.
I'm gonna resign myself.
Go down the barras. Go down the barras.
Down the barras. For those that don't know, the barras are a market in Glasgow that has seen better days.
Oh mate, I went up there I think a few weeks back. It
was
fucking barren.
What were you fucking looking for? Bedposts? There's nothing there.
No, right. So I was doing something for one of my mates' college exam things. One of our what they call graded units. That's it. And he had to get some shots of the barras. And when we got up there, I was like, "Fucking hell, this place is dead." Literally shutters down on every shop. Maybe a person drove by.
Oh, brilliant, man!
Oh, sad.
What day was it though? Was it like a weekday during the day?
I think it was Friday.
Oh fuck, man! Go down on a Saturday, man. I don't know if the barras market's open on weekdays. I've never.
It might not be. But anyway, off of the dying state of Glasgow. What were we even fucking talking about?
Well, I think we were moving on to the comments.
I think we were, and then
I think it's about time, man.
Yes,
the friedness is set in.
Yeah, so you've been treated to some extra long content the past couple of episodes, but we do want to make sure that we've got a healthy mix, so a bit of a shorter episode, which is good. Moving on to the comments from last episode. So the first one comes in from UXO, a regular commenter, and now a friendly face. UXO came up to us in Bremen and introduced himself. It was great to meet you, mate. I didn't actually manage to catch up with you after the event, so I hope you done well.
I think he did pretty well, to be honest. I spoke to him day 2. I think. Oh no, he got top 32.
Oh, did he?
Yes, because he had the J-skit on, and I stupidly went, "How did you do?" While he was wearing the top 32 jacket.
Oh, then well done.
I think he was playing Crossheart. Because I spoke to him and I think UXO was the person I actually went, "Oh, how's the Black War matchup?" Because is that how the hell did you get here when against Black War? That must be bad, right? And he's like, "No, because if they Hades force me, then I just merv them on them."
Yeah, basically. That works.
Which is good tech. You know, you don't need to blind and ray 3 times in a turn if they give you 5 memory.
That's very true. Yeah, it was great to meet you, UXO. Thanks for being a regular commenter and listener. I am sure we will meet again one day. So your comment from the last video, saying, "Hearing this after a few finals has already happened has turned it into quite a funny episode. We're now going into the Ultimate Cup season and Mulligan is the one that we know for sure we'll see. So how do you think this tier list holds up when Mulligan is added to the equation? For me personally, I'm testing Machine Dramon due to the fact that poor, or more accurately, unplayable starting hands are one of the deck's biggest weaknesses. And Mulligan can certainly erase that factor, making the deck rise in power even more. And before I forget, D-Links and Poop deck must rise to the top. COB, Bryce, make it happen."
Oh, let's go.
Make it happen, COB.
Well,
you've heard him.
I think Mulligan.
In the damn Machine Dramon army though now.
You are?
No.
I think Mulligan works pretty well for Ultimate Cup, but I don't think the thing you saw coming, UXO, when you added that comment, was the sheer baffling single color format that we've just spent half the episode discussing. So
yes,
I mean, I think Mulligan works well. I think it's going to be an interesting format, that's for sure. I do think Machine Dramon with just black and then black red would also do very well. I don't think the deck changes or loses anything, really.
Was this Machine Dramon you're talking about?
Yeah, apart from the secret rare metal grey.
Yeah, so it loses secret metal grey that gives you 3k. I was running that at 2 off for the Black War matchup. It loses the metal grey one that gives piercing. Is probably the most important thing, because there is substitutes for everything in this deck apart from piercing. you lose the Mega Dramon that gives you security attacks, just a nice security attack option, and you lose the Mega Dramon that gives you 2k on your turn as well. So it loses a couple of pieces. There are substitutes for them all. I'm probably going to be running Matt Galgamon, which is while you have reboot gain 2k. Like I say, there's just no substitute for the Pearson nose. The
Matt
issue
Galgamon isn't that just a blue card?
Oh, sorry, it's Black Matt Galgamon.
Oh, right, okay.
And he is black in that one, not blue. Both in colour of card and colour of fur. But yeah, funny that you've literally asked a question, so that we have been discussing on this podcast because of this news Adam's just mentioned there. So I feel like we've already answered this. Like the mulligan will change the game a little bit, but I just think it's like important for keeping the game competitive in a way. There's only so much deck building you can do, and other games I feel like have much less of an issue with bricking than Digimon does, thanks to the focus on actually digivolving we've got. Even in like D Brigade, when I was playing 25 friggin' rookies, I'd still have games where I don't see one for like 3 turns, and I'd be like, "What the fuck is this, man? Not possible." But God finds a way, eh? Man makes a plan and God laughs.
Indeed.
Nice. Bryce, you got the next one?
I do have the next one. Right, this one is from Daniel Garcia. Lovely to see you again.
Yes.
I felt like Grandis would top Nationals in several regions, though as I'm writing this, Nationals have already happened, and I know it doesn't win. It did win Oceania, didn't it?
I thought, did it win?
It says first place Grandis Oceania, so
maybe it did. Well,
yeah, Grandis won. Grandis won Oceania.
According to our charts, you weren't wrong at all.
Grandis came first and second in Oceania.
Yeah,
and also fifth and sixth.
Yeah, so you weren't far off.
It's a good show. It was a good show.
Right, you should try and top a tournament with D-Links. COB should try do it with Suka. That's the second one, COB, and see who's successful. You should call this endeavor Operation Poo Links and make some content out of it. May the best bad deck win. I don't think COB's going to resign himself.
I don't know what to do with this, man. So, for those of you that don't know, Etamon's my favourite Digimon. I have not been hyped for any of the Digimon card game reveals apart from when they started revealing Sucron stuff. I was like, oh my god, they just waited, like, holy shit, what they're going to put out, shit, literally. And I just kept getting, I was excited for some of them, man, but I'm just so disappointed. It's so underpowered, and it feels, Jenny, I've said this before, it feels like they've actually went out of their way to make it bad on purpose. It just, I don't know, man. I've tried to make it work, and I've actually done quite okay with it on Untapped testing months ago, but till something changed in the format, man, playing it, sadly.
Nah, bro, try it for Alt Cup, I think. But what we could do for it, because he says try and make some content out of it, we could do a theme duel, my D-Links versus your Poo.
We could. That would be crazy. I think I'd get bodied, man. What do I do when I can't evolve?
He's off the cope that D-Links is the worst deck of the meta, bro.
He's
off
it. Just because it hard counters Jobby deck doesn't mean that it's good.
Oh, sure it does, mate. Sure it does. Right,
bro,
anyway.
what are you talking about? It's got the 90% win rate.
Oh, shut. On to Daniel's question. With Digimon having a finite amount of games, anime, VPET, manga, etc., to pull characters and lore from, do you think they need to start creating exclusive characters in Digimon for the card game to keep things fresh for the long term? I feel like a universe and lore that is unique to the card game will do well in creating diversity among deck archetypes, not just Greymon and Garurumon over and over again, and introducing new mechanics that don't need to adopt/interpret scenes from the anime. Yeah. Or does a card game based off of a license need to stick with the same characters to draw an established audience and stay relevant? Interested to hear your thoughts. Loving the longer format, but if its trade-off is your sanity, I'm okay with shorter episodes. Cheers, gentlemen, and thanks again for another great episode. Thank you for caring about our sanity.
Yeah,
yes, absolute legend.
We don't really have any sanity to begin with, but yeah, I appreciate that. I mean,
we derailed so quick.
I mean, they have already started creating Digimon exclusively for the card game as well, to be fair. like we've mentioned a few times, the Greymon X antibody and Metal Greymon X antibody from the latest set, they are card game specifically created Digimon, and I'm pretty sure there's been one or two others as well, but I can't remember them.
I actually think I can't remember, right? I actually tried to look it up sneakily there, but I think someone said the Blue Flare Greymon X. There's like a Greymon X coming out for Blue Flare. I think that is new.
I think is Chaos Dramon X antibody also brand new?
I don't know, man. Like Daniel says, there's a freaking ridiculous amount of Digimon source material to pull from. So it's actually hard to tell.
Well,
Chaos Dramon X antibody.
Despite
there's a lot of source material at least.
Yeah, like despite all of the source material that we've seen so far, there's actually a lot of it that we've yet to see, and it's kind of weird because when you talk about canon, you're talking about the knowledge that the people have in universe, but there are multiple cards showing Agumon and Vmon and other ones playing the Digimon card game. So they're aware that I mean, obviously the Digimon aren't real, but they're aware that it exists within the universe, if that makes sense. So they certainly could start creating, lore and stuff for it specifically, I think.
Although I actually think his last comment's probably more right, and in that keep pulling people in, they'll probably just stick to their source materials rather than making their own specific oh, this guy was made for the card game, as cool as that would be.
Yeah.
But even the stuff that they've already scratched on, they put 3 Cyber Sleuth, quote unquote, 3 Cyber Sleuth decks in BT5.
Mm-hmm.
That game has about 20 characters, each person having their own signature Digimon.
Yep. Well,
and then you've got Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory, and then you've got all the other Digimon games, although we get a lot of Digimon World references.
Well, we got Mirai. Yeah. We did get Mirai eventually. She is in Digimon.
Yeah. She's in everything.
Yeah, I was talking about this. I was talking about this with someone, how she kind of crosses canons and is in multiple games, which proves that they're all taking place in the same canon anyway.
Actually, no. She makes a point that they're all different universes. They're all parallel worlds.
Oh, right.
She's like a weird, interdimensional universe traveling entity, right?
Yeah, she's cute.
Well, she's data, isn't she? She's not a person.
I think she's data.
Yeah, that's true. She never actually appears in a physical world.
Yeah, she's always in the world, the hub and stuff like that. But I would love to see a Next Order Digimon World Next Order game. All of the characters in that are fairly they took it back to basics because they were trying to recapture the nostalgia, so that it was a lot of your Biomons, Agumons, Gabumons, that sort of line, but there was a bunch of unique characters and stuff like that in there. Again, obviously Machine Dramon is the first half of the game's sort of antagonist. I'm not going to say too much about it because I am aware it's just recently re-released again for Switch and PC and stuff like that. I recommend playing it. It is a good game. I don't like the combat because it's not the best combat. I don't enjoy seeing my Digimon moonwalk backwards repeatedly. I think that the JRPG combat of Cyber Sleuth is much more advanced and better. But everything.
I think Cyber Sleuth's a bit bare bones, to be honest.
But I love the VPEG games, man. To be honest, but I like both of them. But
the combat doesn't sell me for Digimon. It's usually the story anyway.
Yeah, but Digimon Survive got 3 promos that are now being re-released as promos because they can't be got or something like that as well. They've got so much. Well. Yeah, they've got
the promos.
Well, you got the
Agumon, Labramon, and
Falcomon. Yeah, you got them for buying the Digimon Survive game on launch. Yeah, they're not good.
But then a lot of people didn't end up getting them because there was issues as well where if you bought it, you got a code to claim on the Bandai site. They weren't in the box.
Yeah.
And it didn't work for a lot of people. Agumon is the kind of gimmick of all the Survive ones is on play effects. If you have a tamer do something, the Agumon one is 3 cost. If you get a red tamer, delete something of 3k or less.
Top Bandai not giving people their cards they promised them.
Yeah, I got mine. And apparently they're worth a fair bit now, to be fair.
In America, they were expensive.
Oh yeah, because they're probably really hard to get.
There's some really good ones.
Not even good
though. They're making promos for all the other Survive characters.
Yeah, they are.
Like my favorite.
I need to finish Survive.
I
have it on
hated
Steam.
Survive, man. I really didn't like it. I say I hated it. I played like 20,
Well,
30 hours of it.
it's a visual novel, though, to be fair.
That's why I didn't like it.
With it.
I just bought it because it was Digimon, and I was really hyped for it for years, because it got delayed for about 2 fucking years or something.
I remember
And
people being like, "Oh, Survive is copium; it doesn't exist."
yeah,
Just for
because they
years.
kept delaying it over and over again, and I just feel like for what we got, I'm like, this is not that good, man. I'm very disappointed with this.
They did say it would be a visual novel, but they said that in like 2 months
Yeah.
before it released, rather than
Aye, it was at the last Digimon Con. They were like, people were asking questions about Survive, and they were like, "Oh, it's going to be 70% visual novel, 30% gameplay," and everyone collectively sighed or pogged, depending on who you are.
I know I said I played Digimon for the story, but I just don't like visual novels. I would rather read a book or watch an anime, not be in the middle ground.
And the gameplay I thought was mid, to be honest. But aye, anyway, we're digressing here. We're totally digressing here.
Yeah,
I actually think, to be honest, Daniel, there's a lot of source material to pull from. And then one of my other issues with Digimon is because there's so much weird source material, and I actually don't think the community is that great at cataloging it. Like, see if you look up a Digimon, you might even struggle to find like what that Digimon's first appearance was and stuff like that. And like a good example was when I looked up what Chaosmon was. I was like, how is this guy a fusion of bloody Banjo, Leomon, and Darkdramon? I was like, because I was getting into the D Brigade lore, I was like, what the fuck happened here? They're rivals. If you look it up on the wiki, it's basically just like, yes, there was a fusion of chaotic data, and this Digimon exists as a glitch. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't even mention it's like a fusion of Darkdramon and Bancho Leomon, even though they've got like the Omnimon arm things going on.
Yeah.
Like, what scenario did this happen? Where did this Digimon come from? We don't know.
It also says that Chaosmon gets deleted the second it's created.
Yeah, it's like it's a paradox or something. It's crazy, and it speaks like Reggie Gigas as well. It's like when it's
like
talking about, it's good. Or the Reggies in Pokemon, you know, they all say like stupid noises.
Oh, does he fucking on?
Yeah, like he literally just makes fucking crazy beeping sounds when he attacks in Cyber Sleuth.
I love those shitty memes of like this thing, then no.
Yeah. I love that.
Memes.
But yeah, right. It would be cool if they made more new Digimon. But do I think they will do it anytime soon or in the near future? I don't think so, man. I think they're going to keep making freaking Gabumon and Agumon. Though it does look like a lot of people are theorizing that the next set to get reviewed in Japan, it's either BT14 or EX5, is going to be based on the Pendulum devices, the Pendulum V-Pets. So that would be interesting. I don't really know a whole lot about those devices, to be honest. So we've got to wait and see what happens from it.
I think we have enough source material. I just wish they'd stray from Grey and Garuda.
Yeah, same, man. Give some love to the rest of the cast, eh?
Yep. Adam, your thoughts?
On the...
Do you think they should be creating more things for the card game, or do you think they should just move to the other source material?
I'd like to see smaller sets with a more, with a better theme, as opposed to like big sets that have 3 different games in one or sort of thing. Like, I'd be happy with a 60 card set that focuses on Digimon Survive, Digimon Ghost Game, etc. Like, Rising Wind is the reprint set, and obviously we've talked about how Bandai have backtracked on it, which is great. But like, they've made an actual Ghost Game set, but it's being put in with the reprint set. Like, just give me the actual Ghost Game set by itself. I'll still buy it. Like, I'm interested in that.
No, because that was what we protested against.
We protested against not getting the reprints, which is something that the game sorely needs. And everyone out there on Copium that said that they didn't need it clearly doesn't have any people that want to play the game but can't because they can't get access to the fucking BT1 TKs.
Like they spent their 50 quid on fucking Magna Anjas and don't want to see it drop.
Yeah, except the Magna Anjas have now dropped. They're £15 each. Because they're not played in Mastermon anymore.
Mastermon is mid right now and also they're sometimes not played in it. So
Yeah, but I'd like to see more concentrated content as opposed to just occasional things. I'd also like to see them just stop making good decks for the one archetype. Like I get Greymon's good, and I don't get me wrong, I am your average Greymon enjoyer. Like I love Tai, I love Agumon, I love all the Greymon shit. It's my second favorite of the Digidestined, other than TK. Great, I don't care. Make some new things. Give Cobb his poo deck. You know, like make powerful decks. Nobody's gonna care that it's not. You know, it's not a Greymon. We just want varied content that we'll keep buying for.
Man.
Yeah, it's like Dragon Ball ended up in this same loop of every good deck is always a Saiyan deck now.
Well, I mean, isn't that the point of Dragon Ball, though?
I mean, no, look, it wasn't always like this, though. Like, Janemba was one of the best decks at one point, and he's a one-off fucking movie.
I don't know who November is, but...
Channing
Tatum?
Yes, Channing Tatum. Anyway, moving on to the next.
What was I going to say quickly? I was going to say as well. All right. See the freaking all the yellow Agumon, right? Half of them are fucking generic good support for Agumon anyway.
Yeah.
Like
because
that was the copium I was holding on to.
I think the next set you had the red Rise Grey that said, "Oh, this is also yellow."
Yeah.
That was their attempt to make it dual color, and then they went, "No, what if we make it black instead?"
Very annoying. Adam, I take it the cards that say this Digimon is also such and such color are not classed as that color for the Ultimate Cup.
No, unfortunately. They were only counted as that color when on the field, but not when in hand, etc. So no, they wouldn't be allowed. I
hate that ruling, man. Like it just screams like they didn't think this out.
No, well, they didn't though, because they didn't implement dual colors until BT7 anyway. But before that, it was this card is also treated as green. That was the sort of the
one.
Yeah. So that's what it was, because there was a lot of, I'll evolve. Why did I sound like someone from fucking New York there? I'll evolve.
I thought you were doing like an uwu voice.
No, I'll evolve to this. I'll evolve in the back in the breeding area, or then I'll evolve on top of this level 5. And I'm like, and you're like, no, you can't do that because it's not blue. And they're like, it is. It says it's blue on it. And I'm like, yeah, but breeding area nullifies all effects. This is a common rule, except it fucking doesn't anymore because Yggdrasil's about to come out that has a breeding keyword, which means its effects do activate in breeding area.
Fucking breeders, man.
That's fine though. I think having like one random pile of shit that says, "Oh, our gimmick is fucking with breeding."
I think the Royal Knight deck looks fucking stupid, and I'm gonna try it.
It's doing really well.
You're just mad that the Lord Knight wasn't.
There was no reason for that Lord Knight not to be fucking yellow. No reason at all, and they fucked it. I get.
Yellow purple.
It's just purple. And I get that Dynasmon is somehow Lord Knightmon's counterpart, which it's not.
They're pals.
I'm pals with my dad. That doesn't mean I fucking ask him to. Oh, I was so raging, man, and it's not even a good effect.
You haven't even watched the anime, bro. They're servants to Lucamon, and they work together against the Digidestined and Frontiers, bro.
Aye, cool. You just googled that, right?
Lucamon is in Frontiers.
Yeah, he is. I think.
Absolutely no reason not to make Lord Knight yellow.
Watch that far, man.
Pile of shit.
Yeah, for a fact, Lucamon isn't in Frontiers.
Is it Savers they're in?
No, Lord. Yeah, all the.
I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
Oh, fuck me, man, right? This is frying my balls off. Listen, if it's after season 3, I've probably not watched all yet. So
Savers is the best one.
Savers is decent, to be fair. It's decent. I've started watching it, kind of in the background.
Happy fun.
It's just fucking daft shit, but it's fucking enjoyable at parts. Aye.
Right. Yes. Anyway, thank you very much for your comment, Daniel.
Yes, thanks again, Dan.
Yes.
Tune in next time for the next Daniel comment. Anyway, we're back. Mr. Bob Duck is back. Hello, Bob. He says, "What's the Terrier GG list, please? I want to take it to locals next week, but you didn't post any sort of list." Bob, quickly, I can't give you the full list right now, just because I'll be honest, I can't be asked reading the numbers out. But I also think you probably couldn't be asked going through and typing the cards out bit by bit. But some cards to look at, right? New Agumon, top 3 for it. I can't read all the effects. The new Agumon for green, right? The EX2 Terriermon that gains you a memory when you play a tamer. The Angoramon for BT10. The Memory Blocker Terriermon. The Betamon with the on-play effect. Gargamon, new Tyrannomon, Rapidmon, Pangiamon to play a tamer. EX2 Rapidmon that suspends something. 4 Digimon, of course. 2 Rust Tyrannomon. 4 New Tiger. 3 Willis. You might think Willis is hard copium. You might think that card is
Which
shite.
Willis?
But basically, see, there's only one Willis, right?
Yeah, there's only one Willis.
Oh, okay.
The green one. It reduces the cost of evolving into Terriermon stuff, basically. Basically, the reason why I put that in is because I was like, right, what are the strongest tamers to run with Digimon here? And if you look up green tamer, is with the deck because of Tyrannomon, you're kind of incentivized to run tamers that are under 4 cost. A better version of the deck might potentially be just to cut the Terriermon stuff out for full Digimon, but I think Rapidmon is really powerful. And I feel like the Terriermon stuff can like a lot quicker because the Gargomon reduces the cost of Digivolving by 1. So you can go into Gargomon for 1 and then by tapping Willis and then evolve and reduce the cost again with the Gargomon.
You fell for the mistake, Callum.
What do you mean?
The Gargo reduces evolving on top of itself by 1.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it doesn't reduce its own cost.
No, I know that, but Willis reduces it.
Yeah, but the way you said that was as if it was Gargo reducing his own cost.
Maybe I fumbled my words, but that was not what was in my head at the time. But,
no worries.
But what I might have said was you basically evolve into it for 1 or something like that. But the way I work it out is, yes, you evolve into this Gargomon for 2, but because it reduces the cost of evolving by 1, you've basically paid 1 to evolve into it, if you know what I mean, because that's the card that's generating the value. So you kind of evolve for 0 if you tap Willis, if you think about it that way. So the deck's really fast, can go really wide. I actually think it would be a decent shout for the Ultimate Cup, to be honest, but I'm probably just going to stick with Machine Ramon because when I've been playing this deck recently, I've actually been doing really well, but I have had some bricking issues, and I don't know why that is. I'll play 14 rookies and 2 green memory boost, and I will end up not finding any rookies for some reason. But that's just fucking Digimon, isn't it, man? You're running 14 rookies, and you're running like 12, 11 champions, and you'll not see them somehow still.
Right.
Absolute nightmare. And then Bob says, so enjoy that list, by the way, mate. I hope you have some good success with it. It's a lot of fun. And if Black Ward does get nerfed in a ban list that we might get in the next month or so, I think this deck is actually kind of competitively playable. You said you missed a comment from the last video. Bob, I have to be honest with you. Me and Bryce were both looking at the comments on our own YouTube channel, looking at the video comments, that is, and we were like, Adam, what's the crack here, mate? It says there's 3 comments, but we can only read 2. Adam found out that YouTube had automatically hidden your comment. And to be honest with you, mate, we read the start and we were like, maybe it's for the best if we don't read it for Bob. Maybe it's for the best for you, man. The question, I can't remember what the question was, to be honest, mate, but because it was hidden, we thought we may as well just fucking leave it, mate. But all the best. And we've only got one more comment to go from Big Lewis G, good mate of mine. He says, Gallantmon Tier 1, hashtag Gallant Sweep.
Nah.
I don't think he's entering the Ultimate Cup. I don't think he's entering the Ultimate Cup, but he should. No balls, Lewis.
He is the average Gallantmon enjoyer, though, to be fair. He is the Gallantmon player at locals.
He is a little bit, but he plays it sometimes, but he lost a lot of respect for me because he kept just saying, I need to sweat to win packs and play Melga, and then he would biff it sometimes. He got bitten by the bug of winning locals one time, and then he was like, I need the fix of winning locals, and he kept playing Melga. But so he lost respect for me for that. But Lewis, go back to playing Gallant. It's not that bad a deck. If you want to be the Gallant man, just fucking own it and get good with it, just like Bryce should be the diddly linker.
And you should be getting good with poo.
I've dropped poo quite early though. If I ever told on the podcast the story of you talking about if you didn't know D-Links was tier 2 or no.
You have before. I think you mentioned it in the tier list.
Oh my god, I fucking pissed myself at that. I don't know if it's tier 2 or no.
I think,
you think it's probably tier 3?
Because I would have fucking stomped with it. I don't care.
Would you have though?
Aye.
Do you reckon? Do you honestly reckon it's just that not enough people play the deck? That is an issue with certain things.
Maybe in Digimon likes decks that require a tiny bit of thought.
What thought process do you need with that?
What do you mean? You need to decide when to hard play and when not. That's literally it. And people don't
that's
want
like
to
D Brigade, bro. That's literally D Brigade. Do I
And
play a guy or do a bloody Iron Fist?
It took 12 sets for people to play D Brigade.
This is true, man. Not me, though. I've been playing that shit since day one.
Think of when to Digimon. It was just throw cards at the board, bro.
It's true, man. Big brain, big brain. But Lewis has been going about fucking spamming Gallantmon pattern on all the videos I'm in. He went on my president fucking AI meme and he was like, what they say? I've got the comment here. It says, "Make Digimon TCG great again. Hashtag build the stack. Hashtag Gallant Sweep." And then I replied back, hashtag delete this stack. More like red cancer enjoyer, I said to him. So, yeah.
Yeah, okay. GG.
Yeah, GG go next. Extend hand on this episode of the podcast. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. We hope you've enjoyed yourselves tonight, today, this morning, whatever time it may be in your part of the world. And yeah, this has been Win Rate 0%. I have been Cobb.
I have been Adam.
I have been Bryce.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.